off, you guys, Kale's party attempted at first to pretend to be to all be bards, and were led to where the bards were being kept prisoner there in the hall. Which point, due to the unfair nature of what was going on and the fact that there was clear indications of otherworldly beings, a fight broke out. Because, Fruck likes to attack things on other planes and does all that. I forget which one of you started it, but basically it was a group thing that you guys eventually decided to start fighting.
Quentin started it.
No. Technically speaking, the halflings were like, "Are you guys here to free us?" And you were like, "Yes." And I was like, "Okay, they don't understand common. Let me waddle over there and smack them as a surprise." So I get to kill something.
But as part of the current, as part of the current situation, unfortunately, while you've killed everyone that was in this hall, that didn't happen until after they'd already drawn the attention of two other locations. One of which had several massive enemy, really powerful enemies in it. Thankfully, because your parties had been separated for some time, one of the two newcomers to the enemy lists also triggered the other party to realize something was going on and which direction to head into. And now we're left off with round 7. Fight! And we have Shiori.
Vampire juice.
You say juice?
Yes, vampire juice.
We're gonna juice a vampire. Okay, I'm down for that.
I mean, after all the trouble I've caused, I wouldn't blame you.
Maybe it's that vampires are juicy.
He's got a pair of sweatpants with juicy on the butt.
Kale would have juicy. Yep. I can see that.
Let's see. What's that ability called?
Kill the thing.
Oh, this is part of the manifest echo. Yeah, as a bonus action, I can use 15 feet of movement and my bonus action to swap places with my echo. Boop. Oh, I see him. There's a person there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, one of the more heavily armed drow running up the steps.
Well, catch. And we do the 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god. So 2 of those hit. It looks like is your thing off? Hold on. Because I'm not seeing I'm not seeing it adding in your anything else.
That's only if he's got took the thing.
I keep
forgetting
that. I'm sorry.
I don't.
So that's 11. That's 25 damage altogether. All right. Sorry, it just looked weird when it showed up like that.
Yeah,
so the guy cries out in pain from 2 Eldritch Blasts hit him, and he manages to duck the 3rd as a result.
That's all I got.
Right.
I was too far away to do much more.
Alright, so Zres is the next one on board. Zres is a drow, so they are squinting. Let's see, is that he or she? She. Yeah, so... Oh, no, he, sorry. No, she. It is a daughter. So she kind of squints, holding up a scimitar in one hand and a whip in the other. And she kind of glares out towards Frock and is muttering something in Undercommon. She takes a step round him over here to mitigate the disadvantage and begins her attack. I believe at least one of those hits you, Frock?
Quentin, your mic's not working.
Yeah, one of them does, yeah.
She
Yeah.
slashes at you and you feel a jolt of poison go through your system.
Okay. I'm back to a flat 100.
Kale, you're currently on the ground. What do you do?
Well, I guess I need to use my movement to stand up.
Thankfully, it only eats up half your movement speed.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use half my movement to stand up, and then well, I guess I'm gonna disadvantage Elder Blast this lizard thing that's in my face. $14, 23.
1 second. That second one's enough to kill it. Where's the third blast go?
I guess it'll go to this schmuck here. The guy that Shuri attacked earlier, that guy.
Alright, so that one's not at disadvantage, but that's still a flat 19. Ooh, and that guy takes an additional 14 points of damage.
Alright, and then I'm gonna
just as
hold
he
on. He
spun around to look at Shiori, he feels another attack at his
is he
back.
dead? Because I'm gonna
No,
roll an
he's
extra
not.
D10 on him.
He's not dead. He's like just turned away from you, looking towards Shiori. Suddenly, he feels another one hit his back, just as the cries of his lizard dying reach his ears.
Alright, and then he gets an extra 7.
Seems like he's in pretty bad shape at this point.
Let's see. I have 15 feet of movement. Let's see. Actually, what's the range on? I don't know what the range is on that. Fine. I'll move. I'm gonna use the. Well, actually, before I move, I'm gonna drop my bag on the ground and tell Meredith to use one of the potions that's in it. And then I'm going to healing word Irk with this sword, because I used a cantrip.
Alright. Urk gains 9 HP.
Yep, and
'Cause I
now
think-
he has some nice HP. Alright. Let's go here and go down 20. And then I'll just shoot a crossbow bolt at this one up there.
Alright.
Wait. Quick question.
Sure.
Wouldn't that lady that attacked me have disadvantage seeing she's a drow?
She is flanking, that's why.
Oh, okay.
And
I said
then I'll
she
shoot
flanks to
another,
mitigate the sunlight effect.
shoot another bolt at the same spider.
Alright. That hits. Your squeal of pain and some ichor just dropping onto the ground, spluttering.
Alright, that's my turn.
Alright, giant spider time. The spiders are not affected by sunlight. So the first two are attacking Urk. Oh, apparently I actually have handouts to show of those.
Ew.
So these two both at Urk miss, and I think that's also a miss.
Uh,
Oh no,
no,
16
that one's a
hits.
hit.
So that's 7 piercing, which is reduced down to 3, and 4 poison.
Poison. And I have to make a DC check.
Yes.
Con- Say. I think that might succeed.
Yeah, so that means you only take 2 points of poison damage.
Only.
Alright. So the next spider scuttles over towards Amunet and goes for her. Bite.
Miss.
And this spider circles around and gets within flanking with the really weird looking spider over there. And will bite at Frock. It's 24. Con save from Frock, please. In fact, I think... Frock, did you con save also earlier for your shield? For that Holy Radiance? You had a pink marker on yourself.
Yeah. Give me a second. I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot until I zoomed up on you and suddenly noticed the pink mark.
I'm good, and
Now you need another concentration spell just to see if...
Sorry, ignore that.
That's okay. You're good for
and
that.
I take...
So 4 piercing and 4 poison.
Okay.
And then another spider, also with advantage on you, bites out at you, Frock. Oh, and again, you need to roll Constitution saving throw for your spell. From the previous one.
That doesn't hit me.
21
you
doesn't
mean-
hit?
Nope. I have 24, I think.
Cool. But you need to roll Constitution saving throw also for your spell from the previous attack as well.
I rolled 2 concentration saves, so...
One of them was for the poison, the other one was from the previous attack from...
One of them, yeah.
from
One of them
Zraz.
was for the drow lady, and the other one was for the spider, so that's
No. The spider one was for the concentration spell on the poison itself.
Oh, yeah.
You need to roll a third one for your spell.
Oh, yeah. I'm probably fine.
Alright. Yep.
That's enough.
You're good. Alright, all the spiders have gone. Phaedra, you're up.
I have a question.
Sure.
So, for like, say your Warlock Eldritch Blast, what is it to hit? It's a D20 plus your spell, whatever your spell casting modifier is.
Plus proficiency.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have proficiency being added for Phaedra.
That's odd.
What?
Yep, it is only +5.
You're missing out on a whole +5 right there.
Yeah, and I have been this entire time.
Oh,
Whoa.
boy.
We didn't know that.
Yep.
You
I
hit-
was
you hit
just
so
looking
often,
at
we
that.
noticed it, yeah.
Well,
Holy
not
shit.
really with Eldritch Blast. It's kind of 50-50, but I just noticed that looking at Kale's stuff, and I was like, I saw proficiency, and I just looked at, if you see Phaedra, it's only 10 plus 5.
Ugh. Ugh.
Let's see. How do we...
So I need to fix that real quick.
So, Phaedra this entire time has been shooting her Eldritch Blast wrong, and she just realizes
Yeah, so that's not too far from character. So yeah, we'll just roll with it.
But
It's like,
maybe
It's
oh,
like-
maybe
magic.
it's been a mental block all this time because dwarf.
Everyone shoots Eldritch Blast differently, and she's been copying someone else, and now she found her own way.
Okay, it's right in it's okay. So it's right in Roll20, but it's wrong on D&D Beyond.
Ah,
Because it's not calculating her strength as her spellcasting modifier. That's why. For some reason, it got reset. Motherfucker. Okay, hold on.
That should be a 10.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna put 5 in here. Okay. Okay, sorry for the delay. I just realized that. Okay, so we've got spitters. She can't see what's going on over here. So these guys are 40 feet up in the air.
Yeah, she sees the spiders flying.
Yeah, so she's just lightly hovering, so she's gonna go 25 feet up. And she'll go ahead and bang Bob against her shield 3 times and cast Eldritch Blast. We'll start at this one right here.
All right.
And she's gonna try to just get their attention as well. Okay, so I'm gonna just use this because that's all fucked. Okay, 1, 2.
Okay, that first one kills that one. Where's the second one going?
The next one to the right.
All right. That one also dies. And that hits, but it's still alive because this was the first hit it took.
Cool. And that's her turn.
All right. Now, do we have any of the that's right. The other drug got pulled into here. So let's see. This guy is flanking against Fruck, which means he gets to just roll against him. But normal, short sword stab. Another drow flanking against Fruck, short sword stab. Another drow comes up, does not have advantage on Fruck, which means disadvantage. Short sword stab. Another drow has normal on Urk. Short sword stab. 21.
Yep, that hits.
So Urk takes 4 points of damage as drow stabs him.
Oh, rage.
Now for the weird tentacle spider.
I don't have to. You can just ignore that.
oh boy.
Good luck, Frog.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having to open up all of these character sheets again because
trying to
they
load that
don't
as fast as I
save
can.
when you're doing that. So because it doesn't have a problem with the light. It gets advantage on you for this, and it has multi attacks.
Oh, good.
Slam and bite. But it misses. So good for you. Will,
Oh.
you're up.
Well. Will is invisible only due to his fade away skill.
Ah, yes.
So it's only temporary. So what he's going to do the distance from here to there is 50 feet. So he's going to use his bonus action to dash. And he should be there. And he's gonna... Right next to this fella. He could whack it, but it's not a shillelagh whack. Oh god, I had a good list before. Sorry, I'm just gonna... Wish Roll20 would load a little bit slower, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah, well, he's using his bonus action to dash there. He's gonna use his action to go into become a direwolf.
Oh!
And that's his action. So for this guy, a direwolf appears next to him.
Alright.
With the little pointy numb hat.
All I
Yeah,
can think of is Dog 4.0.
He's like, I just got blasted from one direction to another direction, suddenly wolf.
And the wolf is just
Suddenly wolf.
just there. Suddenly, pineapples. No, but he's... I'm just standing there because that's my
Someone said
turn.
that poor Drow has had the worst day.
So,
Well, he's rethinking his life decisions right now, isn't he?
and
Lost
I
his-
should
lost
be
his wizard
yeeted
mount.
away, I guess. Once I have control over
You do.
said...
You have control over it. It should be under your forms.
Oh, but yeah, but do.
Anything else you can do, Will?
Nope, I can't.
And it is Amunet's turn. A giant
Okay.
spider ran up on you. What do you wish to do?
Yeah, so if I go right here, am I flanking with Frock?
Technically, yes. Against this one here.
And I'm still in range for...
Yeah.
I'm not... Okay, cool. She's gonna take a step to the right. And she's going to... light crossbow, point blank, right in the spitter's face.
Well, it'd be actually at its back, but
Okay. With advantage, so that's
that's
26.
just as damaging. So
That's all the dice.
you kill the spider. It
All the
drops
dice.
down. Blood splatters back at you, and some gets on Frock.
I'm sorry,
Then,
76.
Immediately, because she used sneak attack, she's going to look at the spider that came up on her, and she's going to kind of like get all ghostly and banshee, and she is going to do her wails from the grave. So immediately that spider that came up on her is going to regret it and takes 46 necrotic damage.
All right. It's all flailing around now. It's rising up on some of its legs.
And then it's getting a bonus action. It's getting a hand crossbow right to the face. No sneak attack on that. Boom.
It flips over backwards and lays still, its legs curling up.
Cool. And then she's got 25 more movement. What's she gonna do? Actually, she's gonna stay right there. She's not gonna move. Yep. Oh, wait. Wait, I forgot. She is poisoned, so those are straight rolls. So that is actually a 14 to begin with on the first one.
Still
I
hits.
just
It's HD.
Okay, cool. I saw the bottle and I just remembered she's poisoned. And that's her turn.
Frock, you are up.
I am. Oh, this. Can't run away too far because I mean it's gonna get collapsed on. I'm gonna disengage and I'm gonna move over here. Any bonus actions I can do? That's an action. I'm gonna channel divinity to harness the no. I'm gonna harness divine power. And what does that do again? That's gonna up to which level? Half my proficiency bonus, which is 4, so no 5, so that's a 3rd level spell slot. Yeah, let's get a 3rd level spell slot. So that's done. And that's it.
Alright. So, the one drow warrior. Come on. Drow elite warrior. Now, face towards the drow wolf, stabs it twice.
It miss.
Alright. The remaining giant flying spider.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one. DC on that poison.
What?
You attacked the wolf, right?
Yeah, sorry, I thought you said you missed. So the first one actually hit.
Yeah,
so
hit, miss. That's what I said.
Oh, I
Still counts.
thought I heard miss. My bad. No, that's not. That's just attack poison. It's damage poison. It's not lasting poison. So there's no Constitution saving throw for that.
I can't even halve it.
For this poison, no.
Okay.
It's just poison damage. It's not poison effect. So
I think he's talking about absorb elements.
No. That
Resistant?
absorb. No, it's.
Isn't he?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just
No,
usually you
no.
can halve the damage of poison. I guess
it
not.
depends on the kind of poison.
Okay.
It basically it shows it if you can.
Right.
Yeah. So the giant flying spider swoops down, right at Shiori.
That's unfortunate for it.
Yeah.
It has disadvantage.
Oh, it does. Oh, that's right. Because you have that. So let's see. Roll
I had the
1d20.
cloak of making me go everywhere.
Let's see. That's 7 plus 5. Yeah, that wouldn't hit. So I forgot about your cloak for a moment.
Ease.
Meanwhile, the troglodytes are confused, like looking around, and finally they spot you down here, and they start heading back as a group.
Oh, I forgot about them.
Oh, yeah.
Poor man.
Four Stooges.
What would be really funny is if we were down here and then they start going down and we went back up.
Oh yeah.
The dice were still there.
I don't have dark vision far enough, so I don't even know where the fuck they are. I just forgot.
They were
She showed us
used
the
to be.
secret passage and everything.
So where does Urk wish to do at this point?
Well, this is a
Survive.
very dangerous spot to be in, and I don't want to be the reason for Urk to die, so... Urk's gonna disengage.
That's an action.
Yeah. And then just make it back down here. And that's Zach's turn.
All right, Meredith. Meredith goes for the bundle of potions, pulls one out, and drinks it. What potions do you have, Kale?
Yeah, I basically just dropped my entire bag, so she just picks up my bag. I have let's see, I have 2 of the 2d4 plus 2s and 1 of the 4d4 plus 4s.
Oops, I need to re-roll that.
Yeah, just take off the last one.
No, so that's
It's d5s, sorry.
Yeah.
I just thought you rolled an extra dice, but you rolled the wrong flavor of dice. Well, it's not
Close
too much
enough
different.
anyway. Thank you, Kale.
He's
That's
just
your
gonna flip
turn.
her the bird.
Priestess. She's already used that. Let's see, which shall she use? I know. She is going to point at Frock and cast darkness on him.
And it immediately gets dispelled.
Alright, you cast a spell.
No, it just gets dispelled because daylight. If there's a darkness of a lower level, it immediately gets dispelled. It's in the spell.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
No. Hold on. That is if the darkness is already there. Then it gets dispelled. If someone casts darkness on daylight, it's the opposite that happens, I think.
No.
Isn't it?
If any of the spell's area is overlapping with an area of darkness created by a spell of 3rd level or lower, the spell that created the darkness is dispelled.
Okay, so that's basically if you're casting it and there's already darkness in the room. Let's look at the casting of darkness. Magic of darkness spreads from a point you choose within a range to fill a 15-foot radius. The darkness spreads around corners. Creatures with dark vision can't see this in the darkness, and non-magical can illuminate it if you point.
But then he's got magical light, so it's
I know
illuminating
that's why I'm reading. If the point you choose is on an object you are holding, the darkness can emit from the object removed. Having a star struck if any of this area is light created by a spell of 2nd level or lower. Oh, yours is 3rd level, so yeah.
Mine is higher, so mine cancels yours.
Alright, so yeah, she looks surprised at this. She didn't seem to realize, as the priestess didn't realize that spell was that powerful.
I stick up my middle finger to her.
And she glares back at you.
Don't touch my light.
Don't touch my light. It's my night light.
Round 8. Shiori.
Well, I'm gonna hit the spider. Or attempt to. Whap. And whap.
That hits. And that kills.
That was 20.
It's the last of
30.
the flying spiders. Now where did I put the token for it? There we go.
Oh, that looks fun and inviting in there.
There's a lot of
Indeed
bright
it
light
does.
coming in from there.
I'll use my bonus action to summon him 15 feet from me. So 5, 10, 15. So there you go. Have fun. It's like,
What?
why?
Alright. So, Zres, looking disgusted that her quarry has gone elsewhere, decides to target the closest person to her, Amunet. And she doesn't get that close. She she stands there, and seeing that you were firing at things with your hand crossbow, she will fire at you with her hand crossbow.
Miss.
Yeah. Actually, no, she didn't even need to move there to do that. Kill.
Let's see. Can I reach Urk? Yeah. He's gonna get weird. He's gonna point at Meredith and say, "I suggest you retreat. You're not allowed to die, by any hand but my own." And then he's gonna move up to Urk and just kind of grab him by the arm, and we're gonna dimension door back here somewhere.
All right. Up.
And
And-
he's gonna tell the rest of the group too, like.
And you hear
retreat.
Meredith mutter, "Kinky."
Yeah, no, I definitely need to kill her.
Vondel.
Alright, let's go.
Urk's rage fades, by the way, unless he has persistent rage.
Probably fades, yeah.
He's fine. He needs a break anyway.
30. I'll fly up 10. Then another 10 and shoot at poor elf that Drow that's gonna get butchered. Opened up the wrong there. Still alive, I assume?
That misses completely.
Oh, well. Try again.
That one, on the other hand, does hit.
Does that one miss?
All nat 20s hit.
Nice.
But the elf is still alive. He's grunting in pain. You see a lot more blood darkening his already dark outfit. But he is still alive.
Just a point. That's my turn, sadly.
Okay, giant spiders. Oh, yeah, she actually would have climbed up here on her spider. On her turn. So giant spiders.
Oh yeah,
no, it wasn't her turn. That's right. I'm thinking
I
of the
forgot
other
to
person.
do this last round.
So
I just remembered again. Because I still have Blink on.
you forgot to roll.
I blinked away.
Alright. So that's right. That she's off that one. So this giant spider comes running up to Amunet and will attack her. Bite.
Miss.
Next giant spider runs past her with its person, but will attack Frock. I think that's a miss. And the third one comes over here and is now flanking against Amunet. $19.
Isn't it a straight roll because of the light?
Spiders aren't affected by the light.
Oh,
Only the
that's
drow
right.
are.
It's just the drow. Yeah. 19 hits.
So you feel Fang sink into you and start pumping out poison.
Uncanny dodge as a
Con
reaction.
save.
I'm already poisoned.
For half damage if you save as well.
But I think you have
Oh, yeah.
disadvantage on that because you are poisoned.
Not on
Not
saving
on
throws.
saves.
Oh,
attacks,
it's
checks.
attacks and checks. Got it.
Okay. So I have token. I have dead people stuff, so advantage.
Dead people stuff.
All right, so you take half that at 7.
And then don't I get a?
Uncanny dodge would have that again technically.
Yes. So
When do I get evasion?
You
Evasion's
prob-
if it's a dex
Dexterity?
save and the area effect.
yeah.
That's right. Got it.
evasions against area effects.
Cool. So 8.
All right.
There you go.
Six.
And now it's Phaedra's turn. Phaedra doesn't see any enemies in her vicinity, but she's hearing fighting echoing down from a higher chamber.
Okay, then Phaedra's gonna do the Phaedra thing. Phaedra going to cast Expeditious Retreat because short little legs.
But you are flying, so short little legs don't even come into effect right now.
Short, tiny little wings on short
Oh,
little
good
legs.
point. Yeah, the tiny little wings. I forgot.
Okay, so she is going to cast one of her spells, and she's going to cast Expeditious Retreat. And bam, that goes there. Okay, so dash 50, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Oh, hi, friend. And that's all. Well, hold on. So, wait. Bonus action dash. So she also has her regular movement if she wants to. Let's see. What can she see? She can see Aminette getting proper fucked is what she can see, and she can see a dire wolf and Starhole and 2 people close behind. So she is going to move 25 more feet. Actually, she's not gonna get that close. She'll go there, and then she'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And that's her turn.
All right. Time for the drow.
Is that a concentration? It is. Give me the pink.
All right. Flanking against Amunet. Meaning normal hit. Short sword.
Miss.
Flanking against Amunet. Short sword.
Miss.
This one comes running over here to flank against Frock. Short sword.
Nope.
This one comes running over here to flank against Amunet. Short sword.
Oh. I did get that wrong. Thank you, Fluffy.
I do believe a 23 hits Amunet.
Oh, sorry. Fluffy was letting me know I accidentally took away too much health. Yes, 23 does hit.
It takes 3 points of damage.
Three.
As she's lightly
There
stabbed.
we go. Just only slightly stabbed.
Yes. Well, it's 3
It's a
points
light
of damage, so yeah, it's a light stabbing for someone of your level. The weird spider comes forth to go after Frock.
I made a friend frog.
Apparently.
Oh, it doesn't get advantage on you, sorry.
Yeah, he misses.
Alright. Will, are you back with your coffee yet?
Yes.
Your turn. Direwolf time.
Alright. That's an ally.
Yes.
Pack tactics.
Yes.
Noise.
1 attack.
The reason I did that.
Bite. Which comes with a strength saving throw if I hit.
Which doesn't hit. This guy's armor is too tough. As you try biting down, you just find your teeth sliding off metal.
Alright.
Or is it tough leather?
In which
Hold on.
case, I am going to move around him though.
Oh, sorry, that was tough leather, not metal. Can you still see?
Not through the wolf, no.
1 second. I'll fix the wolf's apparently
Wolf
vision.
does not have dark vision, so I probably
Wolf doesn't have
should
dark
not
vision?
roll at a disadvantage.
How does Wolf not have dark vision?
I don't know. Direwolf doesn't have dark vision, apparently.
What?
Senses, passive perception.
Yeah, a lot of things that should have dark vision.
It's
don't.
weird, isn't it?
Yeah, as GM, I rule that cats have dark vision just simply because cats have dark vision. I don't understand why the book doesn't
feel like
reflect this. They have dark vision.
I feel like it's just wrong that a wolf does not have dark vision.
I
Like-
agree.
How does that happen? They
Anything
they
else,
hunt
Will?
in low light.
Then they have low light vision, maybe.
Yeah.
Amunet, you're surrounded by
That's not
enemies
good.
at this point.
Bonus action, disengage. 5, 10, 25. And then yeah, she'll go for this one right here.
Alright.
We're gonna. Okay. Hand crossbow, sneak attack. Sorry, light crossbow. Disadvantage.
That crossbow just basically goes through the drow's body, and at first the guy just like stands there, and then he slowly falls over, and you see the spider barely the weird spider creature like barely dodge out of the way as a rather large crossbow carrying something rather large comes slamming out of the wall and pumps once before completely going inert. You took out this guy's heart with one shot.
Nice. And since I used sneak attack at that weird mind flare tentacle fuck whatever the hell, we are going to do Wails for the Grave. So,
And that's what kind of damage again?
necrotic. It's probably
All right.
immune to it, but she's
No, it's
about
not
to
immune
find
to it.
out. Oh, okay.
That's why I was checking. I was double checking the I was like, surprisingly, no, it's not immune to necrotic.
Okay.
It's not even resistant to necrotic at that.
Okay. 12 points of necrotic damage to that.
Alright.
And that's her turn.
Vrock, you're once again surrounded. Almost. On one side.
We have this wrong. There's one side.
I'm gonna spell slots now. I'm just gonna disengage back next to Amulet so I can help her with my shield if need be. Because if I pass her, they're just all gonna attack her again. So at least this way we split it, unless Amulet is too low. How bad is Amulet looking?
She looks pretty fucked up.
I guess I'm standing here then.
She's green again. She's green around the gills because she's poisoned, and she's pretty fucked up because her health's pretty low.
Yeah, I'll try and stand here then.
So,
Should I just try and finish? You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna kill the drow that's riding the spider.
okay.
Is he dead?
Yes. You just basically
Nice.
smash him in the head and brains come leaking out.
Okay, then let's see about the spider. That misses.
Yep. Spider dances out of the way. Its rider now loose the weight of the rider that comes sliding down.
I'm just gonna hold them back. Amulet kills things so they don't surround me
Alright,
anymore.
so Drow Elite Warrior stabs at the dire wolf. And since the dire wolf is still up, we'll stab it again. I think that next one missed though.
Yes, first attack hits, 16 points of damage. Still up.
A group of troglodytes come running out of this tunnel over here.
Mm.
Urk sees the
Well-
troglodytes.
Urk has new enemies to fight. So Urk's going to do exactly that.
Make sure he rages.
How about I do cast a spell instead?
And then maybe you don't want to get so close to them?
No, I have to be this close.
Alright.
Now, can this be used at a higher level? Can, that's good.
Where is Urk? How far
Took
did
him.
he
I
get?
got him back there.
So,
Yeah.
He's safe.
going to cast Earth Tremor at 4th level.
Oh fuck.
So, this at 4th level.
Roll your damage.
Yeah. I'll ignore the rage damage. And they all have to do dexterity first.
Yeah, I know. I was just loading up the sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have advantage on that. So yeah, you killed all of them.
They all fail.
Yep, they all die.
They finally get down. The ground shakes.
Yep.
That's one way to put your foot down.
Or Urk just goes over and stops his foot with a metal barrage, and watches as all of them die from the shaking.
I was expecting at least one of them to survive.
Nope. They cause it's no damage. If dexterity saving throw, then they have no bonus to dexterity saving throw, and that was an 18. I saw it very little chance of them surviving, since that's more HP between the 14 damage is more than HP than they have.
Poor things.
Yeah, they're very weak. They're just annoying enemies if they surround you and start hitting you with stuff.
But I feel sorry for those four.
Yeah.
That's
Meredith
They tried
cracks
their hardest.
her knuckles and comes running out at this guy over here. And she will monk unarmed. He is still alive, but he is bleeding profusely because his nose has been flattened against his face. Monk unarmed. And then a second hit just crushes his skull in and his body drops. She cracks her knuckles again and says, "See, that's how you do it, boys."
I'm so killing her.
She's a kill stealer. That's what she is.
She's a monk. Drought Priestess gets back up on her spider. She looks over at Frock, points a finger at him, and casts Insect Plague.
I cast Nope.
I believe
You have to roll.
I believe you have to roll.
I do. It's just a charisma check, right? Yeah, my charisma is low. I should up it at some point, but that's enough.
Not succeeds.
Yeah, that's
And she looks very frustrated at this.
Nice. Well done.
You keep thwarting her
thing
at every
I-
turn.
her.
Round 9.
Spellcaster, nah. You do not.
Okay, for nah. Nah, fam, I'm good.
Shuri, you're up.
Uh, $30 feet in.
Then I started blasting.
And he's gonna move 30 feet up. And I gotta read something on the. Yeah, shoot. Shoot. For now, I'll put the shield down on her back and switch the weapon to a longbow and fire through Hall.
What is she shooting at?
Too far away. First one's gonna be against the spider.
Okay.
He doesn't know what the fuck the other one is. He's like, let's see.
3 normal-looking spiders and 1 that seems to have tentacles on it.
Yeah, that's fine, I'm sure. Come on, game. I want you to roll for me, friend.
If you're rolling from D&D Beyond, go back to your sheet, not the actual dice roll, and then it'll pop up. I've been having that problem.
Yeah, it's... There it goes. Bip. And bip.
Alright, so let's see. 6 and 12. Yep, those together kill the spider. That goes flopping to the ground.
Cavalry has arrived. Now, what the fuck is that?
Another elite-looking drow woman comes running up, kind of looks over at you, glares, but then goes to attack Frock.
They all like me so much, man.
Because you taste so sweet.
Oh.
You're
Goblin
adorable.
flesh.
Adorable. They have to kill anything that's cute.
Yeah, so you managed to dodge around her scimitar strikes, but the whip, the whip just smacks you right in the face.
I'm fine with this. If everything just does like that much damage, I'm fine.
Kale.
Oh, let's see. What do I care to do here? Let's see. Q. Yeah, I can get. I'll get.
Well, Sherry currently has your, Meredith currently has your bag.
Yeah, I don't need my bag. She can give it back. And I'm gonna have to frisk her to make sure she didn't steal any shit out of it. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull up next to Bondle. And
I
let's
feel like
see.
that.
Who don't I like the most? Maybe I'll take out these spiders since they can actually see. So we'll attack this spider here.
You know, I'm not sure you can actually see from your position, considering there's
How
a flight
far
of stairs up, and they're far off.
Okie dokie then. I'm gonna be an asshole
So
and
I
cast
think
darkness right in the middle of everybody.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to be up to at least for Shiori's level to see anything.
What kind of rise is it?
I unfortunately don't know how to answer that question.
Well, I mean, if I moved how many feet to get here? If I climb 5 feet up this wall, would I be able to see them? Like if I climb 5 feet up this wall here.
Hold on, let's see, rise.
Yeah, what's the height difference?
I don't know what the average height difference of stairs are. Unfortunately, I'm not.
It should tell you in the description of the area, but
yeah, the stairs leading 40 feet up or whatever.
Let me see.
I only have an extra 5 feet of movement, so it probably doesn't matter. But
yeah, like I said, you'd probably have to be up at least the level where Shiori is.
How high is Shuri, though? That's the question. Because I can climb up walls, I can fly. How high up do I need? That's, you know.
It's a 40-foot staircase.
But what's the rise? Does it go 40 feet up?
It says.
Or is that how long?
That's all I know. It's going 40 feet up. I don't.
It's 40 feet long.
It just says in the book 40 feet. That's all it says. I don't know how to answer the question any differently, unfortunately. This is
Well,
confusing
just
me.
give me an idea of how high I need to be.
As I said,
Make up a number.
I made up a number. You have to be where Shiori's at.
But that's not a number. That is. I have to move forward. I want to move up.
Yes, you'd have to move up by about 20, 30 feet, something like that from where that.
So I would have to climb 30 feet up the wall. Is what you're saying?
Yes, I think that's what I'm saying.
All right, that's the end of my turn because I'm not.
Sorry, my brain is not working. Vundel.
Well, first off, I blink back into existence here. And because I'm like 30 feet in the air, if I were to go all the way over here, would I technically be near ground level?
Yeah, you'd be you'd be at the same level as everything else.
Okay. I'll still be hovering. And then I'm just gonna... Amulet looks real bad for where
Yeah, and she looks a bit green from poison.
I mean, her skin's olive. It's just extra olive.
But yeah, you don't know this for Vundel. Oh no, yes you do. Yeah, that's right. No, you got there before the party split. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, for a second there, I thought that Vundel had only met the one half of the party, and then I remembered. Oh yeah, you did meet the entire party.
I'm going to cure wounds at level 3.
Thank you.
But the way I do that is by jabbing your arm with something.
Artificers.
So he takes out a needle and just jabs you with it. And
What are you doing?
moment of pain, but you suddenly feel a lot healthier.
Ah, okay.
Still poisoned, but healthier.
It's heroin.
Actually,
Hang on, soldier.
It could be, yeah. Given
It'd be more like methamphetamine, I would imagine. Keep going, soldier.
no, heroin works
cocaine.
because it dulls the pain.
That's true. Yeah, so it's a
Crystal meth.
speedball.
Like, something to dull the pain.
Oh. And she just kind of like has like a crazed look in her eye and like turns back to the drow.
What a wrong dose. Oh well.
Uh-oh. He looks at the needle and go, uh-oh.
We might have messed up.
I'm sure it's fine.
Sure, give the crazy hunter drugs. It's fine.
Yeah, that's my turn.
That was accidentally adrenaline.
Yeah.
No, like I said, that would be haste.
Yeah.
Giant spider time.
Enemy spider.
Alright, so spiders start surrounding Fruck.
Oh, hi.
Once again,
Oh, I forgot.
pinchering him.
Sorry, I keep forgetting.
Those both miss. Phaedra!
Okay, so I was just because like I forgot to mark. She's actually 25 feet off the ground. On that one.
I have to make her level with the stairs.
Yeah. So. I have a question to the DM.
Sure.
So she has Expeditious Retreat spell going, concentration, and so she gets a bonus action to dash. Could she dash and drink a potion at the same time?
I don't see why not.
Okay. Well, she's gonna go reach into her bag and she's gonna pull out a potion.
I was concerned.
And she's gonna start chugging it while she runs. 5, 10, 15, 20. And she's gonna. Yeah, she's gonna get right in the mix of everything.
I'm
And
concerned.
she's gonna she's gonna kind of like look like she's about to puke, and she's gonna hit her chest twice, and fire comes out. She drank a potion of fire breathing. And she is going to over the head whatever person right here. Looks like it's a DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
Wouldn't that also affect Frock, given where you're at?
So I thought it would be a cone, but it says specifically a target within 30 feet of you. It is
Okay.
only one target. Yeah.
So
I was
you said
hoping
dex-
for a cone.
Okay, roll then. Let's see what it does.
What do you mean?
Make a roll so I know what the saving throw is.
I could copy it from the
Yeah, that'd be good.
here. There you go. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Boop, boop, boop. It's a DC 13.
Okay.
Oh, fuck you. Okay. And then yeah, that's her turn. She's like, oh, sorry.
You still have to
indigestion.
roll the damage.
Half damage.
Oh yeah. Oh yay! There is damage. Okay, sorry. I just totally forgot she had this. Hey, spicy meatball.
Alright, so that makes it a 6 points of damage against this person.
Cool. That's her turn.
She kind of makes a face. Alright. Drow. So that guy looked like he was about to go stabbing Frock. Then he calls to his buddy in Undercommon saying, "Hey, oh, that's right, you're up in the air. Never mind." So that means he can still move without getting broken for attack opportunity from you. So that guy's going there to flank with the spider. This guy is running over here to... No, sorry, he's not going to do that. He's going to run over here because he still gets flanking with the spider from that. And both of them are stabbing at you, Frock.
Uh-huh. They miss.
Meanwhile, this spider thing with tentacles gets advantage on you from flanking.
Yeah, it does. This one hurts a lot if he hits.
Oh!
It's fine. It's fine. I have adamantine armor.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh.
Does
Yeah.
the 20 still hit you?
I mean,
No, the 26 hits. It's just that I don't get the double damage. The double damage doesn't double on the adamantine armor.
Oh, okay.
what's all these bludgeoning damage added? Dang. So
That's from the
what?
tentacles.
Yeah. Let me.
So that is 34 points of damage.
I'm still
Yikes.
here.
Will. Still in direwolf
Nice.
form. What do you do?
Concentration check for Rock, by the way.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about the concentration check.
What was the damage? So that's DC 12?
Wait, no, it's 34.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Your
Oof.
shield
Oh, no.
fades from around you.
Oh, no.
What's your AC now, Frock?
22.
Oh no, you're dead. You're dead.
I do not have a spell slot to cast it again or something. No, I don't. No. It's not like it's a bonus action.
All right. So Will, in wolf form, moves up here. Bonus action. He moves out of wolf form. So if you could place Will down again there, thank you very much. That's his bonus action, and then he's going to shout out, "Brock, get out of there or stay there. Either way, here comes something." And he's gonna prepare an action to cast a spell. So he's already casting the spell. Either if Frog moves or doesn't move, he's going to cast a spell after Frog's turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Amunet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're going for... Yeah, we're going for the magic user.
You, knowing your drought culture, Amunet, know that the magic user, the priestess, is the one in charge.
Yeah.
Not the
so-
elite woman warrior, but the priestess would be in charge of a place like this.
Yeah. Light crossbow. Disadvantage.
Oh,
There would be no sneak attack, I think, because it's disadvantaged.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hold on.
But it's
But it's next to an ally, right?
No.
Do you have disadvantage? Is the question.
Yes, I have
you
it
have
because
this-
I'm poisoned.
Yeah, no sneak attack.
So just 14 points.
Oh.
Yeah, it still hurts her, but and she
Yeah, so as
turns
long as you
from
don't have disadvantage
looking
on
like she was
attack
gonna
roll.
she was going to slide around on her maneuver her spider so that she was within range of Frock to
Yeah.
now giving you death glare, Amunet.
Yeah.
Cool. Bonus action. Ah, good. Aim for the eyes. Hand crossbow. Disadvantage. Oh, balls!
And that one missed. She saw it coming and moved herself to the side.
It's fine.
Why do we? Oh, poison.
Frock, you are completely surrounded. You have no room to disengage from these creatures.
Didn't you say last session I could disengage 2 creatures 2
Oh
sizes
wait,
bigger than me?
that's right. You're a goblin, and these are giant spiders. Yes, you can probably duck underneath the legs of the giant spider in front of you.
Okay, bye.
Disengage.
You're right. You're right. I forgot about that.
disengage.
And Will casts using his staff. Wall of Thorns.
Nice.
How high does it go?
It's a circle, so it goes 20 feet.
All right, so that would just barely miss Phaedra. That's good.
Well, it's not gonna hit her because it's a 20-foot diameter.
He could, yeah, it's like this, so it's fine.
No, that what?
Isn't it?
It's a circle for first and foremost. I'm
Yeah,
offended
but
you made a rectangle.
Yeah,
Not even a square.
Yeah, roll, draw a
I'm
circle for me.
offended by your lack of geometry.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, I haven't used geometry in 5 years.
Hold on. Delete this.
No,
Okay,
4
okay.
years.
You delete this.
Critical.
You delete this. I don't want to delete this.
God damn it! I haven't used the Roll20 drawing system in a week, and I forget what short
That's
commands
an
are.
oval.
That's an oval. What are the short commands for? What is the snap?
See? Shift?
No. Shift. Alt. Yeah, here we are.
Alt for a circle and so that too.
Yeah. And let's see
Oop,
here.
Did not mean to do that.
You need wood? Yeah.
Burp.
You can cast it. Like so. And so
Alright.
there, it will hit everyone but that guy.
So it
The
doesn't
one
hit the
draw
one
is
that's
safe.
inside. Got it.
So dexterity saving throw as it appears.
All right.
He's safe. He's just stuck on a thorn wall.
Okay, that guy survived. He
DC
takes half
is
damage.
17.
So he takes 9 points of damage. He's alive. 2 spiders.
And it is 5 foot thick.
Oh, would that get... Oh.
That one takes
So,
9. This
um,
one takes 18.
I
They
believe
don't have
this
advantage on
person
that.
right here, riding the spider, is completely engulfed in it.
Yeah, she might be.
Oh.
So she's not going to be able to watch out because the thing about the wall of thorns, it's so dense you can't see out of it.
And it's not even half movement.
Wait,
It's quarter movement.
what
Holy
level
fuck.
is the Wall of Thorns?
It's a 6th level spell,
Okay.
I believe. Yep.
I was just double checking on that.
I rolled 4 ones for the damage.
I know.
Oh, I need to roll
That's,
her.
that's depressing.
Dexterity
That is
saving
depressing.
throw. Forgot about that.
Need to have a look on my magical items.
Okay, she takes full damage. And you said she's engulfed?
Yeah, it's 5 foot thick when it's a circle.
And
I think it's always 5 foot thick.
what about the spiders and stuff, which are half in, half out?
Well, if they're in, they're in. Well, like
Like this one over here is half
partially,
out.
they're
Yeah.
still gonna be in it, and therefore, if they want to move, they're gonna be under the effect of moving through it.
Okay.
Well, one costs 6. That, yeah,
Wait, how did that happen? Hold on.
yeah.
I think I missed some people here. Eminette. Your turn.
Turns. Well, shit, Will. um.
Prepare.
mm,
It gives us a round.
Probably can't see
no.
anything from there.
I can't see anything, so she's gonna touch herself. Yeah, so she's gonna healing hands herself for 14. That's all she can do.
Oh wait, it's not your turn. What am I saying? See, that was his saved turn, so that means it because
Yeah,
it was
it
after
was still
Frock.
Frog's movement.
My bad. I just got confused. Frock, did you? Were you doing anything else? I got
Yeah,
sort of
but I'm not sure
confused
why
by
you moved me
Will.
back up to my initiative.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
gonna
That's why I
bonus-
said I thought that for some reason it was Will's turn, and I was getting
I'm
confused.
gonna use the 2nd level spell slot to cast Shield of Faith.
Okay.
You moved. You used your action to disengage. Is it action
Bonus
to cast
action
this
for Shield
spell?
of Faith.
Yeah, it is
Shield
action
of
to
Faith
cast a
is
spell.
bonus action.
Oh, yeah, okay, it's a bonus action. That's useful.
That's why it's an amazing spell.
Yeah, it's said that it doesn't do anything with levels, because I would cast it at a higher level for a higher armor bonus.
Even if it was like casting on multiple people with a higher level.
Yeah, but like even if it was like 1/2 the spell's level bonus, because like I can understand like 9 level plus 9 AC is insane, but yeah. Anyway, that's my turn.
So, what does Urk do then?
X.
No enemies.
Just gonna... Well, he knows where enemies are, so he's gonna dash back in.
Surprise!
Meredith. Meredith comes back up, notices the Wall of Thorns, and says, "Huh. Ah, it's good to have a druid on the team." You hear some sort of muffled screaming coming from inside there. Someone unable to move. Round 10. Jury.
Holy shit, I can actually use another ability of Phaedra's.
He's gonna move there, but she can't see them. But
Oh no, outside
she'll hold her attack action until someone gets within melee range of her. She's going back to the shield and sword.
Let's see. So Rest is inside the field. Let's see if she can do anything. Oh. This is useful. She has the ability to levitate.
She's still in the phone though.
Is it a dome?
No, but I mean, she started in it. She wants to move out there. She's gonna have to use 4 times her movement to move out 5 feet.
Yeah, and she'll do
So
that.
how much movement does he have? Does she have?
She has 30 feet of movement.
So 5 feet should be worth.
But she
20.
she isn't the one that was completely engulfed. She was only partially hit by the thing. She was on the side.
All right.
Because you said there was the priestess got completely engulfed. This is a
Oh
different
yeah,
person.
I mean if I could make this thing 5 feet thick, I would, but
Yeah. So, moving 20 feet straight up, the warrior woman pops up over the not 20 feet over the edge, coming face to face basically with Phaedra.
basically you're just looking over a hedge.
Yeah.
Because it's 20 feet high.
Mhm. Yeah, she's looking over her head. She's basically face to face with Phaedra. And because of that, she is going to fire a crossbow at Phaedra.
You
Levitate's
cast
an
levitate.
action.
Oh, you're right. No, hold on. Yeah, it is an action. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, miss anyway, but yeah, she.
Also, wouldn't Phaedra? No, wait. Phaedra is 25 feet up.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
can't do. I
Oh,
can't do a 25.
yeah. But she's looking up at Phaedra now. Kale.
I am moving 5 feet forward and then 30 feet up the wall. Because you said I should be able to see them at that point. Yes? No? Maybe?
I don't know. Can you
Yes,
repeat
sorry, I
the
didn't
question?
realize I was muted.
Alright, so I'm climbing 30 feet up the wall. And... God, can I see the people that are stuck in the... Were they, like, obscured to me?
They are
Obscured.
obscured.
How about
I think-
this one here that's sticking out a little? Is she sticking out or is it 5 feet thick?
No, she's
Nope.
she's in it.
Engulfed.
Yeah.
The green line is the center, and it's imagine it sticks out another 2.5 feet in each way.
So can I see this idiot that's sticking up over the top?
You might be able to see her head. Yeah.
Picking up AI the gift that evil fluffy
whack-a-mole.
person.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna shoot at her head. Why not?
I'm sorry.
Does that give me disadvantage, or does that just give her?
I'm sorry to be this person. Doesn't that give a 3/4 cover?
Actually, no, because she is like, what, 5, 6 feet tall, and she lifted up off the ground 20 feet, which means that she is at the same level as the top of the thing. So she's actually floating, like, right with her feet being at the same level as the top of the hedge. So
Well,
you'd be able to see all of her.
Fuck her, she's getting Eldritch Blasted.
If it was 15 feet, then you'd see her head. So forget, people have have sizes too.
Which I don't hit on any. Well, I hit on the last one, I guess, so.
Yeah, she has a 16 to AC.
So she takes 19 damage.
Additional 5. Got it. I think this is the last level of your dread form, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't need it. I don't need it. Probably. And I have
Alright.
more to burn, so. Meh.
And you said you're up 30 feet? On the
Yes,
wall?
but my dread form isn't what lets me climb.
No, I was just double check. I was just wanting to put a marker on you. Basically, because you're not flying, you're stuck to a wall. If is anything else you wish to do?
That's all I can do. Well, I guess I could bonus action up my form of dread now. So not not that I have an extra bonus anything to do with bonus action. I don't care. No, I'm good. I'm done.
All right, Vondel.
How's everyone looking health-wise?
Yeah, I'm alright.
I'm
Anyone?
at below half.
Anyone looking like they need heal? Having that again? All right.
Well, Brock, speak up.
Brock?
Yeah.
How does Brock look in health-wise?
Roll a medicine check.
1/4 about. So
And I've been called
52.
to make a medicine check that I don't know about.
Frock looks fine to you. He's a goblin. It's probably normal for him to have cuts and bruises on him and patches of red.
I guess I'm just gonna heal wounds amulet again. This time with the right syringe, hopefully. At 4th level.
Jesus.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's what Kale said.
Oh.
I've got some healing.
You're feeling pretty good right now, Amunet.
You know, usually I don't like people touching me, but you can touch me anytime, Sir Dwarf.
A good touch.
And with the and with the poison effect, it's like, wow, you're feeling nice and woozy and free of pain. It all works out.
You're mixing stuff now.
Yeah. Oh God.
Gonna fly this far away and end my turn.
I work is done. Whee!
Still here.
Just gonna have the spins.
I was really hoping that would be Blink.
Okay.
Like my job here is done.
The one spider is completely engulfed in the thorns and can't really move. The other spider, now free of its rider, begins to climb up the side of the thorn wall, attempting to, get out of there.
It
Sure if
takes
it's
damage,
climbable.
right?
I'm not sure if it's climbable. Like you would just get stuck in it.
Well, it sticks to normal surfaces. Does it say anything on there that it's not climbable? It's not like it's a wall of fire. It's a wall
Nah,
of
I
thorns.
suppose you're
There's
right, but
purchase for a spider. I imagine a spider could climb it.
God, I don't know. It says for every a creature can move through the wall, albeit slow and painful. For every 1 foot of creature, where 1 foot a creature moves through the wall, it must spend 4 feet of movement. Furthermore, the first time a creature enters the wall or ends its turn there, the creature must make a dexterity saving throw. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know about the dexterity saving throw. I mean, to me, the two that are engulfed, I should be able to roll that for them.
I mean, I presume it would be the same damage, whether or not you're climbing or walking through it.
I mean,
if it was anything but a spider, I would go with that. But it's spider. Spiders can climb things.
Yeah, they can climb things, but if you climb, if I can climb a ladder, but that ladder is like laced with glass, I will still get hurt, right?
Because
what I'm
you have
thinking.
hands, and I'm thinking spiders they're sticky.
If there's nothing in the rule that says a spider can avoid the damage, I would say they can't.
Well, it's not. The thing is, though, it's as I said, it's not climbing through. It's not trying to go through it. It's going up the inside of it. And it doesn't say anything about it taking damage if it tries to climb it.
They're moving up through inside of it, or are they inside of the hedge, or are they on the outside of the hedge, climbing up the outside of the hedge?
They're climbing up the outside of the hedge because they're inside the circle.
Is it a hedge of thorns?
it's a wall of thorns.
Then I think they're still going to get poked. I think it's still going to be difficult for them to climb, regardless.
I don't know.
That's a point.
This is DM ruling.
Can you throw out the thing again? Because I forgot to roll for the two people that have been trapped in there that I couldn't roll for before. I didn't remember about the re-upping the saving throw.
I was also thinking as well. Oh yeah, but if they start in the wall, they would first have to move out of the wall to get to the outside and climb anyway.
No, the one isn't inside the wall. The one that was having to climb it wasn't inside the wall at all.
I mean, all the spiders are in the wall.
All the spiders are in the wall.
No. One spider is in the wall. The other spider is not because I succeeded on the dexterity saving throw on that one. It scooched out of the wall. It got hit, but it didn't get engulfed like the spider and the priestess.
It's okay. Well, I mean, it's still a 5 foot wall, and partially of its body it's inside of it.
That's what the dexterity saving throw was for. It managed to pull itself free while getting hurt.
Okay, well, there was no effect that.
What?
There's no effect of the wall that says it's engulfed. It's just like
Yeah.
the size of the wall engulfs it. That's just the size of it.
Okay, I guess
Five-foot thick
I
wall
guess
takes
I'm
a
not
cube.
understanding what you mean.
Yeah, okay, so you see how this spider takes up 4 cubes?
Yeah.
2 of those cubes is that wall.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's engulfed. That's why it's got the net thing on it.
See this one? Basically 2 in one entire cube and then half of the other ones. So basically half the spider there is engulfed.
No, it's three of it. 3 of the cubes is completely out of, and only 1 cube is stuck in the wall itself. And it's the one that succeeded on its dexterity saving throw.
Like, this would actually be like this full square like this.
Okay, I really hate these walls because I can't understand. I don't understand these.
If I did, hold on. If I did this again. And did from here? Oh shit.
The dex save is for damage, not for whether it gets stuck in the wall.
That's not going to.
It doesn't say anything. See, I interpret that as it manages to not get completely caught up in the wall and only takes half the damage pulling itself free, versus being stuck in the wall and being pierced through with thorns.
That's very hard to do. I can't do that. I wish I could just extend
If it was dodging out of the wall,
no, it's not that.
it
It's
would
not
have
up there.
moved
It's not
out.
up there, Phaedra, or whatever that is pulling that arrow.
I was just trying to
Well, I mean, either way, this is taking too much time. If you wanna just move it along.
Yeah, that's why I was making a GM ruling here, because the wording of this is unclear, and the way I interpret it is the fact that if you succeed in dexterity saving throw when the wall is going up, then you are not stuck in the wall because you had room to maneuver inside or outside the wall.
And but then it would have moved.
I can't move the token any further is the problem, because there's not enough space on this map. But so technically it did move. It's just that it's just too big to see.
Okay, so it's like sticks. It just pulls all of its arms and legs, I don't know, legs out of the wall and then starts climbing.
Yeah.
All right.
And so that's
since it started to turn in there,
damage.
It doesn't take any damage.
Yeah. But it's taking damage to move up, is what we're going with.
Well, if it's no, because it's only if it goes in the wall that it should take damage.
Yeah, that's what that's what I argued originally, and you guys were saying that maybe the wall thorns.
I'm just arguing that if it pulls itself out of the wall, it should lose movement. That was my.
Now we're back to what we're arguing.
But a dex save is a dodge in place. You're not moving out. It's not physically moving.
I have always ruled that that's what the dex save means every time, or else anybody who starts to turn on a trapped square that suddenly drops out from under them is always going to fall straight down, regardless of their dexterity saving throw.
It means they could have turned and grabbed the edge before they fell. It doesn't mean but they're not moving out of that 5-foot square.
Yes, they are. If the 5-foot square is a drop panel and they can. Never mind. That's. This is just how I rule it when it comes to dexterity saving. It's always been how I ruled it when it comes to dexterity saving throws. So that's what.
It's my spell. I don't give a damn. Go.
Yeah, I just didn't need to roll for the. For the first turn of the creature. Okay, so ends the turn there. Oh, so it's not that she was trapped in there. She could have moved, but I can't. because that's what she would have done. She would have pulled her. She's not trapped in there. She would have been. She would have spent the turn pulling herself out. Slowly and painfully. Yeah, it doesn't say
Yeah,
anything
you're not-
about it taking damage when it moves through the wall. It
No,
just,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it takes 4 times more movement to
yeah,
move.
which means I interpreted this completely wrong the first time because I thought that one was completely engulfed and trapped in there and couldn't move at all. But instead, what that meant was that she would have to spend her turn moving out, and she's not actually trapped in there. Same thing goes with this spider over here. It spends its turn just moving backwards slowly, whereas the other one, because it succeeded on a dexterity saving throw, is able to climb up the side of it, and this one is actually partially stuck in the wall. Okay, so it'll need to spend its turn moving. I think the other problem is that it wasn't the circle wasn't lining up with the with everything here. With the
And she would have moved before me,
squares.
wouldn't she?
Yeah, she was the earlier one. That's why I said I need to look at this again because I misread it.
Okay.
Okay, that spider's climbing up on the inside, but it can't climb out on the outside. The two drow, the two other drow are trapped in there, and it's not their turn yet anyway. And the other one is unclear at the moment. Okay, Phaedra.
Okay. Question, real quick. Since I wouldn't have held my action, would I have just smacked her then? Because I would have
Smack two.
because I couldn't see anything.
Oh yeah, that goes for
Just
Kale as
gonna
well.
move this thing back to where it was. Yeah.
Kale.
Well, Kale shot everyone.
Yeah,
But-
Kale shot 3 times.
Forgot.
No die.
Yeah, with the shutter after climbing through there, she would have fallen. Phaedra.
So, I have question, and it's going to be
Yep.
another question about this wall of thorns. So would that be considered one target? The whole wall would be a target.
I suppose so.
So let's just hypothetically, but it's pretty thick. But still, it's made of brush and bramble and would catch fire pretty quick, but would still stand.
Actually, it's, first off, it's magical. Secondly, I would imagine living thorns, so it'd actually be made not really a brush, but of living green vines. So that's
it's
actually kind of
tangled
hard for
It says
catching.
tangled, bristling with needle-sharp thorns.
So it's not a green thing. I'm thinking green from there.
I'm just
Should've
reading
made-
what it says on the spell.
Yeah.
Let's just
So
do this.
here, hypothetically, if Phaedra was to breathe fire on this wall, would everybody touching the wall have to make a dex save or get caught on fire?
No, it would take a while for the entire thing to catch on fire. It would just affect the square in front of you. Those things do not burn all at once.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to set everything on fire.
Where'd that magic bitch go?
Now, if it was dead,
Oh.
the other one, is she went to Loth. The other one though is floating.
Oh, okay, well then fine. It's fuck you today in particular. Okay, we're going and we're gonna start swinging. Okay. Where are you, Phaedra? There you are. Yeah, I wanted to set it on fire. I wanted to Johnny Cash it, burning ring of fire. I tried, but no.
Now, if it had been a made out of iron and you were casting lightning, that would affect the entire thing all at once because of the conductivity of the metal. But but with the brush fire, it would take several turns. For the entire
Kale,
thing
you want
to
me to
catch
light on fire? You give me thumbs up?
Oh, I'm not in there, so go for it.
Yeah, fuck. Um. Yeah, you know what? This spider over here in particular, like she'll go for the wall over here. So she'll bonus action fire right over here.
Spider that's now practically at your level.
That spider needs to make a deck save. I'm guessing.
Roll the damage.
Fuck that thing.
Alright, that's
Okay.
half.
Okay. Barbarian. Okay. Here we go.
Bob it. Bob and weave.
Bob and weave. Oh, and these are all silvered. Don't know if that makes a difference. One-handed.
You after the spider or after the floating woman?
Floating woman.
Gotcha.
Fire towards the spider in the wall. And that's her, yeah. So that's her turn.
Alright. The drow see you floating overhead. They pull out their hand crossbows and start firing at you. Because of the tightly woven bristles, which are hard to move through, they're no longer in sunlight. It is dark enough in there that they're no longer affected by bright light. So, normal firing.
First one hits. Second one misses. Con save. Advantage because poison. Because dwarf. Um, 8 damage. Come here, favorite. Why are you being... Oh, that's why. Hold on. Okay. -8. And then Constitution saving throw for the concentration check. That's good.
All is good here. Alright, now the big one who is partially stuck in there. Let's see what it can do. Ah, that's easy. So, the giant funky looking spider thing suddenly turns into mist.
What's that?
What?
And when it reverts, I haven't moved it to its new spot yet. Hold on a
Permission
second.
to do that.
Uh,
I don't like that.
Neither do I.
I'm just checking something here. The creature must succeed on a... Oh. So, it's mist. It can move easily through the brambles. It is now... The mist is now surrounding Frock. And this is what that says. You can't revert back this turn. So, go ahead and put that symbol on there. Will, you see a cloud of toxic greenish mist slide out from inside of your lovely Bramble circuit. You also see one drow levitating inside there with doing battle with Phaedra, and a spider that has climbed to the top 20 feet up. What do you wish to do?
Um. Eh.
You don't have a create wind spell, so you can just blow it away.
Bitch, I have one spell slot. I can't. There's no first level spell for that. So that's my turn. I go invisible. And I cast Shillelagh.
Alright. And you're keeping the
And
spell
I'm
up?
going to move somewhere.
And you said you were keeping the wall spell up?
Well, yeah, because it's concentration. Don't need to like stop.
Alright.
Yeah.
Interested in the mist though.
You can still hit the mist. It doesn't say it's non-hittable.
Yeah, but I'll use my action and my bonus action.
Mm.
I'm interested in the mist, so Will is gonna attempt something here.
Okay. I thought you were saying you were done with that.
Nah, Will is just being Will. Being invisible, he's gonna step into the mist.
Alright.
He just wants to taste the air a little bit.
The Constitution saving throw.
Is it poison?
Yes.
No.
Alright. You're immune. Amunet.
He's immune to poison. I forgot about that.
So Will just goes in. Ah, yes, that's poison, and then he steps. Then it's just gonna, since it's mist, it's just gonna get out again and go here. He just goes. Yes, that's poison.
Actually, I think it still can take attacks of opportunity, to be honest.
Well, I'm just 5 feet away.
Oh, yeah.
It's also invisible and makes no sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will's bullshit.
Alright. Amunet.
Yep.
Um. Yeah.
It's the thing is incapacitated in its mist form. Doesn't that mean it can't move at all?
No, actually,
No.
it means it can't attack.
Oh, okay.
It's specifically, it has a flying speed of 30 feet. So it's quite movable in its mist form.
Oh, as Will was in the thing, he will just mention out, go in. Yes, that's poison. And go walk out.
So incapacitated, can't attack, so
And
imagine
now has advantage on many saving throws, and can only be hit by magic.
yeah. So she's gonna just take her movement away from this thing, and I guess she's gonna shoot the mist. Yeah. It's the only thing she can do, really. Yeah, I guess so. She'll shoot the mist, disadvantage. And then, she'll shoot the mist again with her hand crossbow.
Alright.
Disadvantage. And, that's her turn.
It's a good thing you have a magical weapon. And Frock. Frock needs to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
That's,
So you breathe in, and immediately you find you can't do anything this turn. You're incapacitated.
do you become incapacitated? I thought you just became poisoned.
Well, poison this way that he
Oh,
is
yeah, okay.
incapacitated.
I use my action to not be incapacitated. Oh no, it's not a spell effect. Forget it.
Yeah, it requires touch, which means you can't be incapacitated to do it.
I mean, incapacitated just says I can't attack. I can touch myself. Technically, I am always touching myself.
Okay, that's a good point.
Technically, aren't you poisoned and incapacitated?
Phrasing.
Ah,
Yeah, but it's not a spell, I guess, right? So it wouldn't work anyway, so I'm not doing that.
Eric.
Urk comes up here. Oh, what would Urk do? Uh,
I think he'd huff some of that mist, but you know.
he might, but I'm not gonna do that just because I don't want Urk to. No, that would hit Brock. That would hit Will. No, no. Damn it, Brock!
I mean, Will is invisible. He doesn't know.
No, don't tell me that. Fudge. All right. Well,
Go for it.
all right. You won't take too much damage, I believe. Cloud of daggers. Like right there.
All right,
At fourth level.
roll for the cloud of daggers.
Is that damage immediately or start on your turn?
I'll start on your turn, I believe.
Yes.
But there's the damage for start of
So
its turn.
24.
Yes, it'll just be easier to attempt to do it now.
God, I almost rolled max damage for the extra dice.
Now we
Yeah,
have
so,
Meredith. Unless Eric can do something else.
Give Meredith inspiration
Thanks, Eric.
as a bonus action.
Alright. She looks over at the mist, isn't sure what she can do about that, but sees the spider climbing over there. Points at it and casts Frostbite at third level. Oh, no, just regular Frostbite. Alright, Constitution saving throw. Nice. And new round.
Nice.
I would like to, at this point, take our 15-minute break.
Alright,
For
we are being
meals and other stuff.
Be back.
Sandwich time.
I think we're gonna make it, guys.
She'll
You're
still
f- at
figure out
least
how to
you're
kill
f-
you.
Yeah, you're fine. You'll live. For now.
Trying so hard to get you, Quentin. No, just kidding.
Wait, you are trying to get me?
No, she's trying so hard to get you. I got you in my game. Don't worry.
I mean, it's not. Chris tries to get me in every game. It's fine.
My character's my character would have been here sooner, but we were like over 90 feet away. At night. So we're trying. Trying to save you. Just don't
I mean,
die on us now.
I should be fine. Unless Chris hit like 2 of the talent attacks, but I don't think that's very likely.
Well, I'm hoping.
If not, I don't know. We could use like an artillery mage, right?
Hoping I can assist you. At least survive a little bit.
I mean, the only threat is this thing now. I'm pretty sure it's gonna die before it gets a turn. Yeah, it's probably dead.
Oh.
Where's Gale, by the way? I don't see him.
He's
All
back.
the way down here on the wall.
Let's
Yeah.
Yeah,
see.
like Gale, Shiori,
Fader.
what's the no? Phaedra's gonna be fighting.
Oh yeah.
The dwarf. All are probably gonna fire at this thing because it's probably the only thing they'll be able to see.
I mean, we have a.
I mean, I can see this
Eldritch
flying
Armory
fucker
squad going
too.
on here.
The what?
I can see this flying fucker here too.
I mean,
this
true.
asshole.
True. Well, I think most fire is gonna be concentrated on this thing. So.
So you want me to shoot at the fart?
I mean, it's up to you. It just takes damage. So.
Well, it needs magic damage, so.
Yeah, I mean, everyone here has a magic weapon, I think. Maybe except for the dwarf.
I'm
He
back.
has, like, acid splash or
What?
something, I don't know. Well,
I'm an
you-
artificer. I have every magic thing I can.
Yeah, I just don't know if you had time to make magic weapons yet.
I started with. stuff
Oh,
already
okay, okay.
infused.
Okay.
My bow is in infusion, which I love.
I have my chili going for for today. Tonight's dinner.
Mm-hmm.
China calls for less effeminate men in video games.
Wow.
How many are there?
Mm.
I mean, maybe in China, because they probably have a lot of more of those weird romance games. But like, from what I know, unless you play like romance games, are there feminine men in games? Can I name one?
Anime.
I mean, yeah, but like Western culture.
I mean, fuck, I don't know.
I mean, unless it's like.
I mean, it depends
a
on
weird-
what they consider effeminate. Like, is a dude
Yeah.
with long hair effeminate to them? You know.
No, I don't think it's that. I think like they mean like close to fanboy levels. my
Again, that
guess.
has a lot of
I
potential
don't-
there.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like in Western culture, I don't know of any
Hmm.
that I can name. Like anime, sure, yeah, almost all anime have one at this point.
Okay, so apparently they're
Right.
okay. You play League of Legends, right?
Is
The
there
character Tarek. Tarek,
The-
Taric.
Wow, that's
They're saying
the
that's
one.
an effeminate man.
I mean,
His depiction in Chinese in the Chinese game is like way different because that's apparently too effeminate for them.
that's the one character in League of Legends that you could call effeminate.
It only
the
took one.
The one guy whose whole stick is "I'm fabulous." That's
Oh,
his
what?
thing.
Okay,
I
so they
mean,
mean
so
any man
Kale
who
would get banned from Chinese games. Yeah.
I mean-
so anyone who would call themselves fabulous rather than handsome or something like that.
I mean, he's handsome too. I think it's because
I mean-
he wears.
Yeah, but
purple
anyone
and-
would make the choice of saying
yeah,
fabulous instead.
Yeah, I mean, like if Tarek is the example, goddamn.
So here, look here. I'll post the pictures they have here, and
I mean, not to
on
say Tarek isn't, but
So that-
like.
so that's what he looks like. And then apparently this is what he looks like in China. He looks like fucking Cloud Strife.
That does not look like the same character.
Oh, I mean, does he really look that feminine? Look at his fucking backs, man.
I'm sorry.
Which one's supposed to
Oh,
be the
only being,
effeminate
what,
one
long
versus the
hair?
not
The
effeminate
top
one?
one is
The
the
top one's
effeminate one.
supposed to be
Okay,
the
because I think the guy with lots of crystals on him and the short, spiky blonde hair is far more effeminate than the guy with the broad killer chest there.
I mean, maybe it's like part of his animations because his dance emote is just him doing a photo shoot, which is hilarious. I love it.
Oh,
Tarek is, like,
well,
one of
wait,
my
so they're
favorite
gonna do that
characters.
on Apex Legends then as well with Mirage?
I don't know. Mirage is manly enough, I think. Like,
Is
he's-
he?
Yeah. He's like the. He's not like fabulous. He's like he's cocky. Tarek is like
Okay, listen to this statement. University of Hong Kong Associate Professor Gang Song told AFP that the crackdown is driven in part by the perception that effeminate men are physically weak and emotionally fragile, and thus unable to effectively defend the nation from threats.
Wow.
Yeah, sure. And they want to defend the nation.
They are
You have no
very,
shut
very
up.
behind on the times compared to a lot of other countries. They're
Oof.
still struggling.
Oof.
I mean, if it's better than some countries, it's not good, but like, if their extent is like, I mean, it's not good.
I mean, if they're below the United States on this issue, that's bad.
I mean, America. I don't know. America's a weird country, in my opinion.
Yes, we are. We're a very weird country.
You should probably divide up into 3 countries.
Yes, I've been saying that for at least 20 years at this point.
East Coast, West
or
Coast, and the shithole in the middle.
Maybe 50 states, rather.
I don't know. I don't know, man. You guys. There's still parts in America where is gay marriage legal everywhere in America right now?
Yes.
Technically, yes, but there's places that refuse to do it.
God damn.
Those are usually little counties inside of the full states.
Oh. Fader came back and the combat music took a turn.
Has kicked back in.
Yeah.
Bad motherfuckers. Sorry.
How to tell when Vader's back? Music kicks back in.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I come with the soundtrack. It's kind of a big deal.
Mhm.
Couldn't. Pat, pat.
Yeah. Is that how he looks in China?
Hmm?
That I think that might be like the old model because he got like redone because his model was like way too old, like pixel old Minecraft.
Who?
Where they China is defeminizing games. No, male feminizing games. They don't want like phenomenon guys, whatever that means.
Men are not allowed to have feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means
They need
which
to
means
be
they've-
not emotionally fragile and pretty so they can defend the country.
Yes.
Like, I mean, if that's their worry, no offense, but I think China is below the average height of most other countries. Because I think, as far as I know, like there probably are a bunch of tall Chinese people, but
Oh yeah, the irony is that
general.
some of the tallest people in the
Whoa.
world are from China.
Wait, so
Okay.
you equate height with masculinity?
no, I equate
Oh.
it with like physical strength, not because like on general, the taller you are, the more muscle you can have, ergo the more you can carry. Not in general, not to say that a tiny person can't lift more than I do, because I can't lift shit. But I'm saying, on average, like,
My husband came in and was like, I agree with that.
on average, I think like if you look at like
God.
the general European male equivalent of what they can lift and the general Japanese male, I think we might win
Chinese
out.
and Japanese
but
are
I
not
don't
the
know.
same. Don't ever
Chinese, it's Asian. I don't know. No, if I can't keep track of everything. Asia is big.
Yes, it
I'm
has
gonna
many,
stop
many
here.
ethnicities who are very different from each other.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's cultural. I don't know.
It's
We
like
don't believe in
saying
that in
everybody
Europe.
in Europe looks the same.
We do.
They do.
We do.
We do.
No.
We do.
Well,
I love
very
that.
good.
No offense, but like we
Why?
kind of do though.
But believe me,
Oh.
it's like we can't tell the difference between them, and they can't tell the difference between us. Apparently,
If Tobias told me he was from like Belgium, I would believe him. If he said he was from France, I would believe him. Like I don't. We
I
are all
don't know. I'd be suspect. I'd
general
think he
white.
doesn't look French to me. Belgium, I don't
what do
know.
French people look like? Do they wear baguettes?
sorry,
and,
sorry,
do they
I'm
wear berets
stereotyping
and carry
French people
baguettes
there.
and have like pointy
Everyone has
mustaches? Like,
everyone
what
has
does
a
a French
beret.
person look
Everyone
like?
has a tiny little mustache and go, oh, ho, ho.
Chris,
No, I have
ever
a hard
been to
time.
France?
I have a hard time putting things into words, but I see lots of pictures of places.
Walk down the
Have you-
street. What, does every American look the same?
No, but we're a huge ethnic melting
Yes,
pot
but-
full of different full of so many ethnicities.
Yeah,
that
but
it's not
everyone
even
So
in
is Europe.
France.
So is
Yeah,
Europe.
so is Europe.
Does
know.
Europe.
I mean, technically speaking, generally we're white, but that's about it.
Anyway,
Granted, at this point, most
are we ready to go back to the game?
yeah,
No.
let's go.
We're gonna
Oh.
continue talking about this.
Rick, are you back?
Weirdly, weird
Yeah,
fact,
I'm back. I've been back for the entire time.
within this and 100 years, the majority of population in Europe is probably not going to be white anymore.
Probably not. Nope.
Especially in the places that had a lot of Asian influx and such.
No, I think it's are very open. I mean, it's relatively
Well,
open.
and Middle
immigration.
Eastern, but that's been the case for for forever.
Yeah,
Really.
I don't know. It's fine. All of them all non-generic white people I've met have been okay up until this point. So. that's what I
Delta
mean.
is talking. Delta, I live in Oklahoma. We do not live in teepees or use horses as primary transportation. I've never once thought about that as people living in Oklahoma doing that.
Oh yeah, I get that a lot from Tech. I live in Texas Delta, and a lot of people will be like, "Do you ride a horse to school?"
Ah,
And
Do
the
you know how to
answer is
rope
no,
steer?
but there are a lot of people that do. It just depends on where you live and what kind of community you live in.
Can you rope and hog tie a calf if you needed
Me?
to?
No, no. I mean, I know how to tie things up, but I don't know that. that's a different set of skills.
I know how to
don't know
properly prepare clams. I'm from New England.
All right, can we get back to game?
Yeah. Which is Shuri, it's your turn.
All right. We're gonna do this, and hopefully hit it with the flanking.
Alright.
It's magical.
Anything else?
That is all I can do.
Alright. Levitating woman gets within the same levitation sphere as Phaedra and attacks her. Instead. Alright. Oh, unfortunately she's within sunlight at the moment because of, wait. Yeah, that's right. That's not a sunlight isn't a concentration spell. That's right. That was something else. I do believe that. Does incapacitation lose your concentration spells? Does anyone know?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay,
Say
that's
on
right.
the stats, I think,
Yeah, she's not unconscious. So she's not unconscious, so he's still got that spell up. Okay, so she has disadvantage on these attacks. Scimitar, whip, and this is all against Phaedra.
First one hits. So.
And you take half the poison damage being a dwarf.
Yeah. So -6, and then -7. Eh. Okay.
All right, that's all she can do. Kale, you're up.
I'm gonna shoot the fart.
All right, spider climbing along the wall. You aim yourself out at the mist cloud.
Yes, I'm shooting the fart, and I'm also re-upping my form of dread.
All right. You still look like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer style vampire. That's 25. That's 2 hit, and then an additional 6. Oops. I think that's what the health I had it before. Anything else, Cal?
Nope, that's it. That's my bonus action and action,
All right.
and I'm not moving.
Vundel, you're up.
All right. Let's see. Especially like, oh, I've used all the good spell slots. Is this spider visible?
Yes, it is. It's perched atop the wall.
Alright, I'm just gonna shoot at it, I guess.
All right, that's enough to kill it. Its body
Oh.
drips down the side of the wall.
I guess that shot will go towards the mist.
All right.
As I sort of panic and go, ah!
You have a +1 crossbow. Anything else?
I will. Move over here. That's my turn.
Giant spider. Let's see. How much movement does giant spider have? 30.
Where'd my fire go?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I'll draw it again.
I didn't realize that's what that was. I thought it was somebody had drawn something bad on the side of my thing.
No.
Hold
that
on.
Was the...
Thought I had that under effects, but I guess I just have it on tokens.
I think Rick said BRB.
Okay. Well, he'll see that when he gets back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Actually, I was trying to say that that's why I didn't recognize it was a fire because I was
There it
Thank
is.
you for the
supposed to have a
reminder.
token there.
There we go.
I'm invisible. I blink away, thank you. I keep forgetting blink, man. I'm not used to it.
Yeah. So giant spider comes rushing around the side of the thing of of the wall, not being easily visible before, leaking ichor everywhere, and goes immediately to attack Amunet.
He thinks it's upset.
Yes, it is upset
Oh, Jesus, it is very upset.
as it sinks its terrible fangs into her,
Okay.
pumping poison into her body.
16, 22, 32, 36.
Well, remember, there's a con save to see if you can resist the poison.
Oh, advantage because dead things.
Yeah, this
Okay.
dead guy in my pocket, he gives me advantage.
Duh, hey, think about that. Okay, so it's actually only 10, so 26 points.
20. You get 25 damage from. Never mind. Sorry. Now I was reading it backwards. My bad. So it's 20. Yeah.
There you go.
Like I said, I read it backwards. So yeah, but you still take damage from that. Phaedra.
Um. Hmm.
You're fighting one drow, and two other drow are firing bolts at you.
That's fine.
And there's a fire.
Yeah, intentional. Yeah, she'll try to set the person in front of her on fire, and that'll be the last charge of the fire breath. So
Okay.
DC 13, Dex, por favor.
Your damage.
Or
She doesn't have disadvantage on that.
D6. Okay.
And roll a 1d6 to determine if the fire spreads. All right. Roll a 1d2. All right. The drow.
That was her bonus action.
Oh, sorry. Go. I thought that was
You
your
okay?
action. My bad.
Nope.
Your turn.
It's bonus action and burp. Let's see. Yeah, Bob silvered one hand 3 times in this bitch.
Okay, 2 of those hit.
Cool.
She is bleeding. She does not look happy. The drow are now beginning to get a little bit of... no, that's not sunlight that they're seeing, so it's fine. They both fire their hand crossbows at you. It specifies sunlight.
Hold on 1 second, I got a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so 5 hits. Constitution save with advantage because dwarf.
Yep, you're fine from that.
Yeah, I took the 5. Yeah, there you go. Oh, concentration check for other stuff. Yeah, she's fine.
Alright, so at this point, this one already took damage from the slicing scissor things. This thing reverts back to, using its mists reverts back to its normal self, and immediately. Let's see, I'm trying to think. If it no, it can't. Immediately attacks Frock. And misses. Will.
Will is going to have to roll the dexterity saving throw against that.
You didn't do that already? I thought you had. Because I
No.
already had for
There
that,
is
so
a
I can
save.
remember.
Oh no, is there not a save?
Not for claw daggers. I don't think.
Yeah, there is an assist in the area.
Okay, so it's just 24 straight damage then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nasty.
Cool.
Well, I don't know you're there. Urk didn't know you're there.
Nope. Will is going to move here. And yeah, yes, hit it. Advantage. That one.
And the mist dissipates. Oh, sorry, not the mist. The spider gets bonked and immediately disintegrates into this weird black ichor.
Oh. Bonk.
Anything else, Will?
That was easy. Well, let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, bonus action, dash. That's his turn.
Aminette.
Hop, hop. Oh. Are you invisible, Will, or are you visible?
Invisible.
Okay. 2 shots at the spider with disadvantage.
Yeah, that first one was enough.
Okay.
And you sort of see the floating drow. But a 12 wouldn't be enough to hit her.
That's too far away for a hand crossbow anyway, I don't think.
Ah.
Oh.
But regardless, you wouldn't be able to hit her.
Yeah. Because it's 20 feet up. What's the range of the hand crossbow? 30? 20. It
30
is
for normal,
30.
120 for disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Well, she's already got disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah, which means it wouldn't hit at all.
Yeah. So she'll move up a scotch.
Scouch.
Scotch. There we go. That's her turn.
Warm themselves up by a fire.
Fruck. Fruck?
Yep. Everything's dead except for in the circle. I'm not gonna go in there.
Yeah, you
so-
can't see what's in there. Well, actually, no.
Yeah.
You can see her just above, because she's hovering.
I don't have anything ranged. Oh. I had one too many spell slots. I'm just gonna throw a javelin at her. Does that hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Urk. Unless Frock, did you have
First-
something else?
That's it.
Alright. Irk.
First things first is stop concentrating on daggers. And oh, he can only really see the one in the air, right?
Yes.
I guess just a that's 60 away, so yeah, just vicious mockery on a.
Alright. What do you wish to say? Anything interesting?
I don't know what Urk would say. This is why I don't play bards, man.
Yeah, I usually don't tend to do it much with bards either, because I have a hard time with that.
I don't want to come up. I don't know how to come up with good insults.
It's okay. That was not at disadvantage. That was at 26. So that saves. If I recall right, that's a contrip, so that doesn't give any damage when save. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not sure why it doesn't say it. If blah. Yeah, it doesn't take any damage.
Anything else?
There, that's it.
Meredith. Meredith takes a look at that thing over there. And she will launch her ice blade that way. The inspiration? What dice is it?
D8. This-
Pretty sure it is, yeah.
17. Ah, yes, it does hit her. So like I'm arcing around and
there's-
What? Go ahead.
Urk also has negative potential, so
What does it do? That does.
I think that's
Uh,
the
it's-
new version
it's-
too.
it's not
damage
that-
to her.
it's not that helpful. She's all the way in the back.
Yeah.
I think.
1 second, hold up. Tosh, just come here. Good creation, right?
Note of potential. College of Creation, yeah. Does that.
This is an attack roll. This is the what's in Tosh does now per attack. I don't know if it's any different or not. I gotta compare it.
Of your choice that you see within 5 feet of it. Which, I guess you can't really see any other.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the
Nothing
target
5
too.
feet of it.
So the target would also take the additional damage.
How much damage to the target?
It's equal to
The dice
what
roll.
they rolled. Yeah. But
So
they can
another
make a Constitution saving
1d8.
throw.
Is what you're saying? Or is it just 2
Yeah.
damage?
It'd be the 2 damage if
Uh,
it fails the
it'll be
con
the
save.
There's a constitution save. Okay. What's the DC on that?
DC would be 8.
So it takes nothing. It's always worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
2 damage. can
New
be
round. Shiri.
Meaningful. I assume I can't really see her from my angle because I'm so close.
You know that Phaedra's fighting somebody.
Yeah, so we're gonna back up to here so I can see. And do some AC because we're going back to the bow, and me and him will both fire at her. Boom. Boop, boop.
Alright. One of those attacks hits. Anything else, Siri?
That's all I got.
So, yes. Bleeding from a bunch of wounds. Looking very angry. Uh, will continue to attack at Sherry. Not Sherry. Phaedra. Oh, this is her disadvantage. God damn it. What? I did not roll initiative on her. Sorry.
You're good.
Kill.
Oh, I guess I was muted on my headset. Only one I can see is that one, right? Probably.
Yep.
All right, she's getting some Eldritch Blast then.
Alright, one of them hits. Takes an additional 8 damage. She's calling out in pain now. Blood's dripping down off of her, and she's bruising.
Just die already, you're boring me.
Well, you can't really tell she's bruising, really. She's a drow. She's got very dark skin anyway. But she is bruising. Anything else, Kel?
Nope. Other than me complaining about her being boring, since she won't die.
Vondel.
Now, first things first, IP here. And I'm just gonna keep shooting at flying. It's the only thing I can really shoot at.
Alright, and that's enough to bring her down. As you hit her twice with crossbow bolts, she just goes, ugh, and then drops out of sight. And there's a thud soon after. A bit wet. And Phaedra, you're just out of range of the blood and bits of viscera that comes
Gonna fly over
spreading out from the body.
here, and I'm going to fly up to 20 feet. Actually, not 30 feet. Hey, Phaedra.
Oh, hi.
Hi, man.
I'm here to join the fun.
Oh, cool.
And you can see that below you there are just 2 drow left.
And that's my turn.
Phaedra!
So with the fire kind of going right here, is there somewhat of a view of the dead body of the priestess? Because didn't she die like over here?
They can't see it now.
Okay. She's going to land. And she's going to say, well, this one didn't seem to want to cooperate, and the other dead priestess outside didn't want to cooperate either, apparently. Now, are you two going to cooperate, or do you want to...
What language are you speaking in?
Oh, something that they can't understand. So that's good to know. So they probably don't care.
No, it's just a dwarf speaking gibberish with fire behind her.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
After
Yeah.
being encased in a wall of thorns.
So what are you gonna do, Drip? You just gonna talk to them, not gonna attack?
Yeah, she's gonna talk to him, and she's gonna say like, surrender, or die, and she'll hold her attack action to see what they do. I'm sure I know what's gonna happen, but yeah.
They move. Oh, they can't pinch you like that. They draw their blades and come running at you.
Okay, well, they fucked up.
And apparently can't hit you.
Yep, and so 3 attacks. We'll go for this one first.
Okay. Dead.
Next one.
Dead.
I
The
like-
battle is
I like the
over, and you're in
picture.
you're in an area that's slowly filling with fire.
I like the idea that we hear a thud, we hear Zero go down, and we hear her tell him to surrender, and then we hear clank clank thud thud.
And then immediately, as it's Will's turn, this thing disappears. Probably
And-
along with the fire.
Yeah, since the fire no longer has anything to root on.
Fun fact about concentration: you can actually end it at any time.
Even between turns?
Yeah, it just says any time in the concentration thing.
Oh, I thought it was only on your turn.
So I
I
thought
would've
too
ended.
until I read the thing. I was like, huh, interesting.
And
It is a free action to do at any point, anytime.
Will is gonna turn visible.
You look hurt.
Meredith finds Kale and gives him back his bag. Hey,
Uh,
thanks for the potion.
Bundle's gonna come up to Will, who
No,
probably looks really hurt at this point, right?
no,
Yeah.
no.
Vader's already reaching for a health potion.
Will
Come here, Will,
put
take your medicine!
Hood back on, hood back on.
You're gonna take it and you're gonna like it! No! Damn it! You're a stubborn old gnome! What the hell happened over here? What do we? Nice to see y'all again. What the fuck happened?
He goes visible again.
Yeah,
Somebody
Kale
feed Will a health potion.
No,
Kale
I
basically
got it. I got it.
Kale is just gonna sheath his blade and then just go invisible where he's sticking to the wall, rather than take responsibility for his actions.
Meredith retrieves her weapon and goes over to the area where she last saw Kale and just like looking around, hands on hips, going, "Hey!" Hey, hot vampire elf man, where are ya?
He's not even going to dignify that with an answer.
Meanwhile, the rest of the party starts hearing calls from up in this direction, down up where you last saw Sylvie. Voices yelling,
Dwarfman.
"Hey, what's going on out there?"
Can you open locked doors? Cages? Mr.
I can
Blue?
do that too.
I mean, I've got skill in lockpicking.
Can you follow me? There are some like
Yep,
people
just give me a
stuck.
second. I need to just... And I will heal myself.
I will also like put my hands in my mouth and like make a whistle noise. Sylvie will come walking over.
I
don't
imagine
have to walk
Cinder's riding on Sylvie's back.
her. Might as well.
Yeah, it's very cute. And you hear more yelling, saying, "Hey, come on, please, let us out. If you're alive out there, please."
Quiet down, we're on our way. You tiny people.
This
Says
is
the
a
goblin.
That's the goblin.
I am very tall. What are you talking about?
Oh my.
And you see a troop of halflings huddled together in a cell. They don't look
Is
like they're in
any-
that bad of a condition, for all things considered.
Is there any, like, lock on cage thing?
Let me find the reference. All right.
Do any of the drow have any cool stuff that we kill?
One thing at a time, please.
Oh, okay.
Instead of a roof, it has a 5-foot thick covering of sticky webs. Those have an effective barrier, and any creature that enters the web starting. Okay, so technically it's a thick web barrier. But there are sturdy iron bars set in the east wall that hold it shut with an arcane lock spell. Basically, you need
I have
either
knock.
yeah, you need either magic or strength to open this.
I have knock from the card that I drew,
Sweet.
but I'm not there.
This is true.
Will.
Yeah, this doesn't have a physical lock. I can't really do much about that.
So, what do you guys do?
Do they have any stuff, the cool drow?
Alright. As for the cool drow, as you put it, roll me an investigation check.
I'm so good at those. I will find all the things.
Well, some people are trying to rescue the poor trapped halflings and not having it the best luck at the moment. You are busy robbing dead bodies.
It's for the good of all humanity.
You're not a human.
And all non-humans as well. Mostly goblin kind.
Alright. Let me take a look at something real quick.
I really want poison immunity. Oh, by the way, does Gale want the wand of the War Mage? Because I can't use it.
Let's see. So you find a chainmail, a scimitar, a whip, a crossbow. You find at least, among the dry bodies, you find at least 2 more short swords, 2 more hand crossbows. On the priestess, you find some kind of strange whip-like weapon that seems to have like 3 tentacle things coming out of it.
That looks cool.
That's pretty much the cool stuff you find.
I'll put the cool whip in the bag. How do I name this thing?
Scourge.
Okay. Is that an item?
Yes, it's an item called a scourge.
Okay. I'm also, I don't know. I'm also gonna go down to the room everything came from. That was down here, right?
Yep. Meanwhile, who else is trying to help get the halflings out?
Well, I can't do anything, so I'll just give it up.
Phaedra can help with strength.
Oh, right strength. Could probably bash it open. I'll give Phaedra the help action.
Oh, sorry, help action.
Yeah, I bent. Although
Alright,
that's a
so if you're helping each other, that means you get an advantage on athletics. And you roll a 25, so that's enough to open up the bars. The 5 halflings come rushing out, and they're just kind of surrounding you saying, "Oh, thank you. And I was getting so tired of eating those mushrooms. Do you have any real food?"
Yeah, here. And Phaedra will give them each a ration. How many are there? 6?
5. There's 5
5.
of them. And they
Yep.
they quickly devour the rations and hoot. Until finally one of them just like looks up at you, Phaedra, and says, "Miss, do you know how we get out of here? Are you gonna be able to take us back to the surface?"
Maybe. I'm not the one to ask that. I get lost very easily. This is
Alright.
probably not a good idea, but we'll make sure you guys get out of here somehow.
Meanwhile, Frack has wandered off on his own. So, you're walking down a corridor, Frack, with your good friend Sylvie, and discover a 50-foot high web curtain that seems to be separating this corridor and whatever's behind it.
We're gonna sneakily look behind the curtain.
Clang, 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 clang.
Sneakily. With a dragon. With a
Alright.
dragon and armor. Yeah.
Yes, super sneaky. Goblin stealth. If something sees you, murder. No one saw you.
So what you
Goblin
see
stealth.
is the following. 6 cracked pillars carved with intertwining demons stretched to a 50-foot high ceiling, braced by thick arches. The cracked walls are carved with damaged carvings of demons and enormous spiders. A giant spiderweb forms a somewhat lower part of the ceiling, 40 feet above. Throughout the room and atop the sturdy... This looks like where those giant spiders most likely came from. There's also evidence of ropes hanging down... of spider silk ropes hanging down, attached to the webs. Nothing sellable or anything like that. If you detached it, it would probably break away immediately, indicating that some sort of work was interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
There's a statue in an alcove in the middle of the west wall. It's 20 feet tall and it's made out of iron. It appears to be a look of a female drow garbed in countless spiders. Religion attack to identify.
Sure, yes, I'm so good at that. So good. It's Spider Lady.
Yeah, you're not sure who that is. It's just a drow woman with spiders. That's a common thing among the drow, isn't it?
It's Spider Lady, the god who has a spider dress. That's her. And her name. Any money anywhere? Or just ugly statue?
Roll investigation. And while you're doing that, what are the rest of you guys doing? Kale's being invisible. Will seems to have keeping a distance from Phaedra. Shiori,
standing.
what are you doing?
Shiori's kind of staying in this spot. She's kind of basically watching this direction, make sure nothing happens this way. Still watching, make sure nothing comes in this way, but also watching the direction that Frock went. She saw him disappear behind something, but she doesn't know. So she's a little worried about that. But
Yeah, you can no longer see his sunlight spell.
she's hoping she'll hear combat or panic or something. But if he doesn't come out of there within a decent time, she might go down there.
Alright. Anyone else have anything?
Can Sophie look for stuff?
She can help you on your investigation, so you can roll again for advantage.
Oh, that's good.
All right. And while you're investigating that chamber, Will, what are you doing since you appear to be moving?
Just walking,
Swakin?
looking. What was these again?
Those are statues of the Drow Pantheon.
He does nothing. He's looking around in the direction of people, seeing what they're doing.
You guys just seem to be just catching your breath at the moment. Sylvie, Frock, Sylvie. You spend some time searching around this large chamber, and sadly find nothing of interest.
Going back all the way. There's just some stupid empty rooms over there. No gold.
And you
Or
see all of
flashy
the
things.
little halflings that are there. And one of them pipes up with saying, you know, we might be able to, you might be able to get some money, or at least, you know, some acclaim if you help us get out of here, to get us back to the surface.
We can't. We don't have time.
But we'll never survive. We've heard that this is the dungeon of the Mad Mage, isn't it? We got taken here from Daggerford.
That's sad.
Another one mumbles and says, "We were safer in that cage, being fed by the drow." Sinks down.
Do you guys know which floor we're on?
They kind of look over at you and shake their heads.
I don't. Maybe this portal will lead them back to the surface. I don't know.
Portal? The one
Yeah,
that
this
sucked down gets up.
Just like this is. I point at the weird statue thing. Like, I was told there was like a way out.
Roll deception.
No, I'm talking about like the way the drow saw and pointed me towards. I don't
They
know.
didn't point you in this direction.
No, I mean the one who I revived.
Yeah, he didn't point you in this direction. He said you had to go past this area.
Yeah, there's like an area a bit further up where we can switch levels. I don't know if you get lucky and maybe you get out. I don't know.
Do you know how to get back up?
Not per se.
Meredith concludes that Kale is either being very quiet or has left the area and comes back wandering
Have
this way.
Shuttle fallen asleep?
Yeah, I think so. Shuttle.
Huh?
You okay?
Good morning.
Oh, sorry, guys.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Fine.
You alright?
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Wait, what's going on? Sorry, I fell asleep.
No, it's no worries.
No worries.
Are we dying?
No,
Is it
No,
treasure?
no.
no. The halflings
They're-
are begging for you to help lead them out, since now they have no one to protect them down here, no one to help them have food. They have nothing. They were abducted from Daggerford. Now they're stuck here, and have been being fed and protected by the drow. And now the drow are dead, and they have no means of escape other than you guys.
I mean, I can give them some food and maybe we can pick them up on the way back.
The problem is we don't know which way is up or down, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yes, we do. Hold on. They told us.
I mean, we know the way down, but or a way down. I mean, but up is not a problem.
That's true.
Well, you know a mirror that will take you up. It'll take you back to the last floor you were on. And there's probably, I think, another mirror or portal that can take you to another floor.
Yeah, water leads to the next level, is what we know. Um.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
That is their problem.
I mean, can't we? Don't we have a coin left?
I do. Technically.
And they said they were from Daggerford?
Yes.
We just asked them to open up the door on the other side. We can return them home real quick.
Should we take a long... Can we take a long rest here?
Dear God, please.
You can certainly
Can
try.
we just take a long rest at the tavern if we're going to use that?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good
point.
idea.
Yeah, that's a good
let's do that because we can't get attacked there. Unless Galen
Well-
Cole shows up.
See, why you gotta put that shit out in the fucking universe?
'Cause
Well,
it's
we
fun.
could do two. And
And Kale raises a good point. That's another place they could be easily brought to and it's safe.
Isn't
Without
that what we're
having to
saying?
technically leave the dungeon again.
No, I'm all for going to Thorns.
Yeah,
I just
that's...
don't want Galen Cole showing up in my.
He probably won't.
See, there goes
It'll
right.
It'll
Hell,
be
you
fine.
can-
I'll
Yeah,
just
I
seduce
somewhere
him.
else.
You could probably
Oh,
even get
I'm
a
gonna seduce him.
you could probably even get a long rest out of it,
Yeah, we need one.
because that is a safe spot to go to.
Yeah.
I have one spell slot left, and I was saving that for the case someone died.
It kind of pukes. I need a rest.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay. Let's
By the
go
way,
to Torn
Kale.
Tavern then, I think.
Kale,
Yeah, what?
are you still invisible?
I'm visible now.
Okay.
I'm just nonchalantly strolling over like nothing's going on, you know.
You know,
Oh, actually, I would have picked up the whip from the body, by the way, the regular
Okay.
whip,
cool.
because you know I need a whip for things.
She's gonna start whipping us to give us advantage. I don't look forward to that.
Kale, at this point, you probably would have noticed that your sword is glowing a bit more, and you feel like
Yay,
there's
it's
another
glowing.
spell coalescing in your mind.
Yay!
For your actions and rushing into danger to rescue another, you've somehow gained the ability to cast resurrection. Sorry, not resurrection. Revivification. That's the one that takes the one that only if they're dead within 1 minute.
Revivify.
Yay!
Revivify. There we go.
All right.
Hey, nice. Do
Yay.
the rest of us also feel a surge in power and becoming level 15? Is it?
Not yet.
That was a try. That was
No.
definitely a
Good try. Good
Nope.
try.
The light blade has unlocked a new spell.
Damn. Anyway, Torn Tavern, long rest. I'm looking forward to it.
Sure, we'll flip the coin.
Blood on tap.
Yeah.
Motion for Meredith to kind of come over.
Is the shop still open?
Well, time works differently there.
The shop in Torn's Tavern. Because
Yeah.
I remember there being a magic shop.
Time works differently there.
Okay.
The shop was closed for a good chunk of time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's... We'll
it's
see
either
when we
s-
get there, I guess.
Yeah, depends.
Oh, that's right. Because you're not the last party that was there. It was another party
Mhm.
entirely.
Yeah, the last time we were there, I mean, before the when we delivered the kids to Santa, it's been closed for a while.
Oh, we still need to have that battle to
Swings
see who is gonna get the strength book.
Yep.
Arm wrestle.
Oh, we could do that. Way none of us will die.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I was trying to.
So it's gonna take a hot minute to read those books too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Probably
gonna take a
figure that
while.
out. Amunet has the books, so.
Are you using the gloves? Or are you like normal strength? Because I don't remember if you. I thought we had gloves of overstrength or something.
Oh, and no, Vader's not wearing them though.
Oh, okay. Because if that was the way your strength was so high, it would be useless.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
She's 20 strength.
you have 20?
So this would bring her up to 22.
I have 18. So, yeah.
Trying to find a picture for the person behind the bar, but oh well, I'm not finding a good one. So I'll just theater the mind it at the moment.
Well, this is creepy music. I need some tavern music. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, why do I still have that up?
Hit the wrong playlist.
Well, it's still on the Dungeon and the Mad Mage, because technically we're still in the dungeon, but I just realized
Yeah.
we were going to Thorn's Tavern, and I was just like, it got really creepy for a second. I was like, maybe Galen Cole is showing up.
No. You guys open it up, walk through, see the same bartender from before, but he seems to be a bit more confident at his job now.
What is this place?
Oh,
And of course, above the bar is the stuffed heads of the two-headed shark.
oh my fellow dwarf, this place is going to be close to heaven. It's
This
got
looks nice.
unlimited drinks on tap and very good food. It's run by our
Unlimited?
I'm not so
I mean-
sure about the management, though.
Why-
Kale is already heading over and ordering blood.
Why is there a bar in the dungeon?
It's
This
not.
isn't an dungeon.
Oh,
It's not
hey, I
in the
remember you
dungeon. It's in-
guys. How's it going?
Hey. Hi. Walks in with
Anyways.
five halfling bards.
Oh.
It's like, whoa, this is a tavern. Wow. You know how to make what about tavern portals? I've heard rumors that such a thing exists. The halflings are all muttering about, all talking about it in rapturous tones.
Yeah, no, this is Thorn Wallachs owns this tavern, and it's special, kind of in its own little dimensional spacey thing. But yeah, get comfy. We're gonna well, actually, we should probably ask the bartender first. Hey, you mind if we like sleep here for the night?
He just kind of looks you guys over and shrugs. Doesn't matter to me. I don't see a problem with you guys sleeping here.
Excellent.
I'm assuming it's not like an inn where they have actual rooms.
A door in the back just kind of creaks open all of a sudden. And you look inside and you see that it looks like more like an inn corridor. And the coughlings kind of like their eyes just open wide. It's like, this,
Kale's just gonna
please-
pick up his little
Magic-
sippy cup of blood and like start heading for a room.
the bartender just kind of shakes his head. It's like, whoa, I guess there are places in here. I mean, I know that the doors occasionally open to weird stuff, but
What? I'll look at the bartender and go, what other rooms do you have?
I don't know. I guess they're all through there. I guess you're allowed to stay if the doors are opened.
Oh, do you have... do you have somewhere I can buy stuff?
I don't, but I think there's like a shop. The last some other people that I saw not that long ago come through here were buying stuff. The guy, well, the lizard dude or whatever he is, he was selling.
Oh, where is he?
I guess he's in his little shop. I don't see him in here.
Which direction?
T shrugs. Probably one of the doors open.
I'll go try all the doors.
Sorry, my voice is killing me, and I don't think I can do his voice right now. Do you mind if we just do that outside of roleplay?
It's fine.
So wait, is this lizard dude the creepy ass guy that gave Biddy the sword?
Yep.
Oh. I don't think anybody was. Fuck. No, that was nope. That was the Feywild group.
Yeah, that was a fair. Nobody else here knows about that.
And nobody actually. I don't think anybody in the
we've
party
got this-
remembers the sword either
Nope.
because it was taken out of
Nope.
Yeah, and
reality.
nobody remembered the sword either.
Because of Watcher.
Except for the
God.
one that created the sword. She's the only one that knows about it, and is really upset that it went missing like that. Actually,
Good.
not created the
Good.
sword, but was bound to the sword because technically, technically it doesn't stay with the Watcher, but its memory has been stripped from everybody. Hi, Lyra. You just kind of threw yourself up here,
Launched
huh?
on it a bit.
Phaedra will tell the halflings to go make themselves at home and point towards the door that open. It's probably rooms.
Yeah, Kale's already found himself a nice, plush, comfortable room with a couch and a big bed with a canopy over it, and what looks to be a really simple like bar area, not like full service bar. You'd still have to go out to the actual bar to get it, but with a cooling section and a few like one bottle of nice wine that looks like
Private
it's from
bath?
his homeland. Yes, and a private bath.
Alright, I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye.
Can I ask the shopkeep if he can enchant items?
And
He's
he
a bartender, isn't he?
No, I sold him because my voice is too messed up right now to be able to do the voice for the
Oh,
shopkeeper.
sorry.
If we could just do it like in more quick form. So, the shopkeeper in question sells weapons for the most part. He has diversified into a few pieces of armor, but not much. He cannot enchant. He doesn't have magical skill. He does sell some enchanted weapons though, and enchanted armor. Some pieces of enchanted armor.
What's the armor like?
It's mostly basic stuff, like basically early adventurer type stuff. Possibly taken in trade for some of its weapons.
I don't need a weapon. Wait, does he have a cool thrown weapon?
Cool thrown weapon? What kind?
Any kind, something I can throw. I have proficiency with all weapons, so anything will suffice.
So, just give me an idea of what kind of weapon you're looking for.
Probably a javelin.
He would
Of
have
some
javelins.
kind.
He'd have various levels of javelin. So if you want one of those, he will be able to sell you one of those.
Ooh. I mean, does he have like a javelin plus something, or like a magical javelin that does
Yes,
something cool?
as I said, yes. He has several he has +1. Basically, any weapons in the guide, he'll be able the Dungeon Master's guide, he'll be able to have. That's just why I'm asking you to describe what
Does
type of
he
javelin
have
you're looking for.
javelins of lightning?
He would, yes.
Okay. How much are those? These are uncommon.
Uncommons, that would be about 500. Let me pull up my actual thing for that. Downtime activities. Okay, that's looking for that magical item. Uncommon. Give me a 1d6.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, he's looking about 600 gold.
And I'll buy one.
Anyone else looking to buy weapons while you're here?
Hold on. Almanette will kind of like come up coughing. Do you have any special ammunition by chance for a crossbow?
Why am I doing that? Just have that here. Hold on. Okay, those are spells, items, crossbow. Kind of like shakes his head. Doesn't really have much in the way of ammo,
That's fine.
sort of like swords, especially, and other such like things like that.
Yeah. And she's gonna like stumble her way and lie down. She'll leave the she'll give the books to Shiori. And she'll be like, by the way, you guys need to these were given to me. I don't know who wants them. And she'll put the 2 tomes. And she's gonna go pass the fuck out.
And when you open up the door to your room, Phaedra, you find that it is somehow equally comfortable to both a dwarf and an elf.
Oh, Phaedra's not going to a.
That was Aminette. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I'm fine with that. So yeah, you find something that seems very comfortable, and it's very dark, very cozy. You seem to be laying on a hammock, and it's perfect.
Nice. Yeah, she just passes out.
Okay. This one is for. Let's see, one for one. Physical. I don't know who's getting it.
What were the 2 tomes again?
There's only 2 of them.
There's one for physical strength and one for PSB. One smarts.
Intellect.
So intelligence or strength.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me and Shiori were fighting. No, not Shiori. Phaedra. We're gonna have a competition for it. So what kind of competition do you want to do, Phaedra, for the book? Do you just want to arm wrestle for it?
Sure. Okay, before we start, can you, do you have enough level ups to get to 20?
How do you mean?
Strength?
I have 18, so...
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, if you don't have any more, if you can't get to it, then it's kind of useless.
Yeah,
okay.
if I was gonna get like 19, I wouldn't...
Yeah.
I'm thinking now, and I'm like, what's the likelihood I'm gonna die and that thing be wasted on me?
Pretty likely, man.
Maybe I should just give it to you.
No, actually, you know what? Phaedra would give Frock the book.
I will die before I can finish it, so you might still get a chance.
Yeah, Phaedra would just say, no, don't worry about it. You can have it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We could arm wrestle for it, fair and square.
I mean, if you want to arm wrestle, that's fine, but I'm giving you the book no matter what.
Okay. Thank you.
Or hand him the book.
Because she's very generous, and that's what Phaedra would do. Grumble! Grumble!
Does anyone here have a... No, sorry, you go.
I was gonna say you don't need to worry. I'll die before I can finish the book. I'm pretty sure.
No! Would you shut up and don't say shit like that? God damn!
How many days do
I mean,
4?
it is
4
Quentin.
days?
It is Quentin.
48 hours within 6 days.
Yeah, I have 6 days, so I'm gonna go sit somewhere and read the book and then take a long rest.
Phaedra's gonna go grab a beer and sit next to the fire.
Does anyone have a non-magical ring I could have?
A non-magical ring?
Yes.
I mean, have or borrow?
I guess borrow as well.
I could give you a scale. Would that do?
I mean, I have my wedding ring.
You use magic, don't you?
I have fancy boots.
I could enchant your ring to act as a refueling for your magic.
Oh?
Yeah, it'll just take me a night and I should have it working perfectly.
I mean, if you want somebody who, I mean, my magic's a little different. I mean, you might want to. No, I don't know. What does it do? Does it give her? It basically regains a spell slot.
It's the creature can recover one expended spell slot as an action. The recovered slot can be of 3rd level or lower. Once used, the ring can't be used again until the next dawn. It doesn't
Wonder-
require
Where-
attunement though.
How would that work
Yeah.
with for a warlock? Because like
Yeah.
their spell slots are always max level, so I don't
Well,
think it would work for me for a warlock.
my spells are like she's not gonna go above 3, but that might be good for like Will, and he's got a ring.
It has to be non-magical. So unless
Do I have a non-magical ring?
I can only enchant basic equipment, sadly.
I don't have any non-magical rings.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if Vader's got her wedding ring, but her spell slots are level 2.
Does it have a limit? Like what's the highest level it can refill?
3rd.
3rd. Okay. So, yeah. I guess technically that would work. This requires attunement. That's the problem.
Oh,
Yeah.
achievement. Oh, nope, 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 nope. I missed that part. Sorry.
Uh,
Yeah, a lot of us are pretty
Tapped.
maxed
Yeah.
out
I can
on, yeah.
enchant the helmet. This one doesn't require attunement at all, so it's free. I can enchant a shield, but that's for attunement. Boots, that's free.
Oh.
Boots
What's-
of the Winding Path.
The fuck?
A creature. When wearing these boots, a creature can teleport up to 15 feet as a bonus action to an unoccupied space the creature can see. The creature must have occupied that space at some point during the current turn.
So you
So-
rewind backwards.
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh. Interesting.
Of course, I have a +2 weapons, +2 defense. The enchantment I have on my crossbow.
What's the helmet one?
Helmet of Awareness. Advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you can't be surprised. Also not.
Wait, you said you could enchant armor?
Yeah. A suit of armor or shield. It
Hold on,
gives us a +2.
To AC?
Yeah.
Hey, Grizz, can we enchant Cinder's little armor suit?
Oh, what?
It is classified as armor, right?
Well, it hasn't been official, but like whenever we did the one shot with Fluffy, the game master granted Cinder a little like it makes her look like she's like a little knight. It doesn't give any benefit or bonus to her at
It's just like a
all.
little, like, here's a little bit of a knightly armor. That doesn't
Yeah,
make it.
so she's got like a little crooked helmet and a little like shitty suit of armor. Nah, probably not. That'd be a little too crazy.
I
Technically, would
can't
it?
infuse too many items either.
Oh, that's right. Your magic infusion.
I do have a limit.
It would
Yeah,
the
yeah, no.
plus
It's
2
good.
affect adamantine armor?
As long as the adamantite armor's not magical.
I mean,
Like, as long as it doesn't have a magical effect or +1 or 2 or 3. Ish.
No, I don't think mine. Any of ours do they?
yeah, no. Phaedra.
I wish.
Phaedra's just got adamantine.
I
I do
want
want
like.
to get myself a shield. Then I can have 20 AC.
Mhm.
Wait, no, no, higher than 20. Sorry. How much does a basic shield give you?
Plus
two.
2.
So 22 armor.
You'd have more than Phaedra.
You'd have the same as me.
And then I just need to also get better armor.
Mm-hmm.
I have 20
Mhm.
AC because of my sword and my shield and my armor.
Like my armor is 18 with crummy scale mail.
Yeah, you need to buff yourself up. I mean,
How
I
long
don't
does
know.
it take to do?
Fusion's usually at the end of a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but can I do? How many can I do in one night? That's what I'm really
Uh,
looking for.
whatever your, I think it's whatever your max thing is.
Okay. Da.
Thing. It's been a while since the artificer.
When you finish showing a long
Proficiency
rest, you can
bonus?
touch a non-magical item and imbue it with one of your fusions, 10 magic item. Works on only certain objects. Blah 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 blah
Blah blah blah blah blah blah blah.
blah. Uh, maximum number of objects is no, that's not off. Oh no, okay. So that would be probably all of my uh check. Really. Okay, so I guess I can fuse as many as I want because I sort of only just have to touch them at the end of a long rest.
Yeah. What level artificer are you?
14.
Okay, so you can have 5 infused items.
Yes, and I will have a spare infusion because my armor will take up to free, free of charge when I turn it into the arcane version of it. All right.
Okay. I mean, as a player, both the defense one and the helmet of awareness both sound really useful.
You already have
To
the alert
anyone.
feat, though.
No, I'm saying to anybody in here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also gonna use one of my infusion spots to make a homuncular servant because I can do that.
What's your thingy gonna look like?
Um,
Do you know?
not yet.
Okay.
Probably just be a bird, mechanical bird. A nice little mechanical bird, just to be cool, interesting looking,
Mm-hmm.
and do homuncular stuff.
You
I,
can have it be like the mechanical owl in Clash of the Titans.
uh, I can also infuse armor with this, which seems pretty good.
I mean, might be good if we have like someone who's like a grappler or something, because I don't know of that many things that make you have a strength check or saving throw.
Do
Every
do you
single
see the
time.
little mechanical owl now?
Oh yes, I do.
That would be great on the one that uses the shield bashing a lot.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Well, except for edge your intelligence modifier, which I believe is a flat.
No,
what?
no, the intelligence modifier, my intelligence modifier,
Oh, it's your
Yeah,
intelligence
yeah.
modifier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does the
which is a
shove
+5.
actually do? Does it push someone to the ground?
So you have two choices whenever you do that. You can push somebody. You can do a shove action, so you can push somebody back 5 feet, or you can do the shove to knock prone. It's contested athletics.
I should use that more.
Yeah, you can look it up in the if you look in the player handbook under like combat actions, it explains it. But yeah, it depends on a lot of because it'll give disadvantage to any ranged attacks, so it just depends on
Yeah.
the situation. Sometimes it's actually better to have them prone if they're like super dangerous.
That would be interesting.
So spend 1 charge to add a bonus to the roll equal to its intelligence modifier.
Oh, is it intelligence? Hold on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Darn.
So that would do fuck all for Vader because her intelligence is a +0.
I've got a +1. Nice.
Nice. Very nice.
I got a +2, but I don't use strength that much.
Yeah.
That's a bit sad that it's
Yeah.
intelligence.
The only benefit that would anyone get from that for those that don't have intelligence is the avoiding prone.
Yeah, she's pretty buff though. Yeah. Um.
Is there anything else you guys wish to do over your long rest?
Sure, he's just gonna give the book to Vader as big a holding because that way it's safe.
The
And
in
it's
book?
going to the in book, yes,
Oh, okay.
because she doesn't want to necessarily just hold it.
Wait, how much health is my homunculus supposed to have?
Don't.
Is that
it
manual
should-
of what?
It should say on the thing.
Yeah.
I'll look at it.
And anything you can update that sheet.
And sure, he's going to take a bath. That's what she's going to do for a long resting.
Like,
Yeah, and Shiori, you and Phaedra's room looks like a wonderful combination of dwarvish and elvish architecture and amenities.
Yeah, Fader's gonna stay up probably a little too late and probably get a little too drunk and sit by the fire and think.
mine's probably just gonna have one drink and then get to work on a lot of things he has to do on his armor.
Are you the armorer?
Yeah, I'm an armorer.
Oh, good gods!
That looked cool when I looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying.
Why is it terrifying?
Because the armorer one's terrifying, and I love it.
I don't know what it's called, so I'm putting manual +2 intellect.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find it myself.
Are you just looking for the name of the book? The tome?
Yeah, I
Tome
just,
of
Home of Clear
Tearforge.
Thought.
thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Yeah.
just don't want to reach over and grab my DMG.
I found it, but I found it too late.
Bank. Clear thought.
Sure, I debated getting a drink, but the roll said no.
Well,
Not finding.
if
Sorry.
all of you in character are content with your choices, tinkering, sleeping, drinking, all of that, for your activities for a nice long rest, for this session after long and arduous battles, leaving you to think the next day what exactly you're going to do next in terms of where you wish to go, if you're going to help these halflings, whether you're going to find some other way of maybe skipping many levels down the dungeon as you ended up on a completely different level last time. That'll be up for you to think about for next week, since it seems like a really good stopping point.
Yes.
Cool.
So am I enchanting anyone armor?
I mean,
Just so I know to mark, so I can mark it off. I have to keep track of.
I mean,
I
if you're
won't
not
s-
enchanting anything, I would really love
yeah,
to
like
have
I'm
this-
saying, I'm not gonna say no to 2 AC if you want to hook a fader up.
Hold on.
uh,
So let's use one. Hold on. Let me just. So I have that.
I mean, what
I'll
enchantments
use
do you
both
have?
of these. I will. Hold on.
And as long as it doesn't take a attunement.
Give my armor that +2. Give my special weapon a +2. Probably. There's a homunculus. Make sure I'm aware of what I'm doing. Probably going to give myself the winding path boots. And repeating shots still gonna be. I have two open infusion slots
I mean,
at the end of all this.
I wouldn't like getting to 25 armor with Shield Faith, so you know.
I
Is
think
your
I
arm
say no to
magical?
2 AC.
I have non-magical adamantine, so
Yeah, I'm debating on taking the wand of the war mage from you, but I think that would
it
What's
gives
that
you
do?
+1. So on magical attack rolls like firebolt and stuff, and Eldritch
it works on
Blasts.
cantrips, right?
It works on everything. So
Sure.
if you don't want it, I might sell it. So
I mean, I'll take it if nobody else wants it. I think
you're
you said
the
Varen
only-
already has that or better.
Yeah,
I don't
take
know
it.
if Vondel would want it.
I
He's probably
deleted
got
it.
other. It requires attunement, right? I think I have an attunement slot.
Yeah, it's one of the war mage +1. I won't use it, so you
Yeah,
have
that's
it.
my last attunement slot. So
I mean, it's good
I need
enough. Right?
more magic items that require attunement. I'm not using up all of my special slots.
yeah,
I mean,
because well, you get
no.
extra, don't you?
Yeah, I have 5.
Oh, I'm jelly.
Yeah, because I have a ring of spell storing, which I never use.
That's
The sunblade, and the wand now. So that's 3.
Ring of Spell Storing is so good.
It's good,
Almanet
but like
has-
I almost
Oh,
never
sorry.
use it. Sorry.
I just realized Almanet only has 16 AC.
Ooh, that's not a lot.
I have 15, but I try to stay out of the way.
Do you have
So-
shield?
Me, no.
You're warlock. Never mind.
I don't get shield.
Yeah. Oh, in fact, yeah.
I just make up for by having hit points.
Does
Lots and lots of
Vondale
hit
have
points.
shields to spell?
If they're the Hexblade one, they can.
So, if possible, maybe the AC that should be enchanted should be whoever's got the lowest AC.
I mean, but they're gonna. I mean, if they're 16 or 17 at this point, like enemies have a what, +8, +7?
Depends on what you're
I don't know.
facing.
I mean, my armor is already enchanted +1,
Oh, so it wouldn't matter anyway.
so it wouldn't really do much for me.
Oh, and Almanet's Elven Chain is magical. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so literally it looks like unless Urg doesn't wear armor.
Yeah.
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 So it would be
Will?
between Will, Frock, Phaedra, and Shiori for that.
I'm fine not having it because I'm already pretty high. So I don't think it will make that much difference because they mostly only hit me on a crit anyway. So
And you did
I'll
get a
bow out.
tome of +2 strength already today, too.
Yeah, true. Granted, I'll only get the effects if my character doesn't die within 6 days.
That's
So
fair.
maybe give it to me for the next 6 days and then give it to someone else.
Well, the good news is it
That's
regains
fine.
its effect after a century, so a century later, Phaedra could technically use it.
I mean, yeah, Phaedra will outlive me, probably.
What armor does Will have?
That's armor of
What was that?
glamored studded leather.
So that's magical too.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Just
it's the
give
same I have.
give it to Shiori and Phaedra because they're in the front line as well.
I think he can give it to one of us, to be fair.
I mean, I thought he had 2 left.
I think you can only do one infusion.
Oh
infusion
yeah,
once.
that's true. That's
Oh,
true.
like I would have chosen the same infusion, but you on the sheet you can't when you're leveling up.
Yeah,
You have
that's
multiple
sad.
versions of it.
We can roll for it, Fluffy. Roll d20. Whoever gets higher.
Alright.
Okay.
Merp.
Motherfucker.
Okay, so in and
If you're using one of the slots for a bag of holding, you might want to get rid of that because we already have 3 of them.
There's 2 of them.
I thought Phaedra had one as well.
Phaedra has one. Viren's gone. He had one, and you have one.
Kale had one too.
I know I do not have one.
Oh, okay.
I
Amina
wanted one, but you got the one that I wanted.
Aminet has a bag of holding. It's a little different, but it's a little bit extra dimensional, but not quite.
Oh, if she wants to trade, I can trade.
No. It's got all their samples in it, man.
But Sophie's food.
Then ask her to hold Sylvie's food.
But why do I have a bag of holding?
I don't know. Poor life choices. I don't know.
poor life choices.
True. No. Javelin
So
and lightning's gonna be good though. Finally gonna have some good ranged options.
Finally, some good ranged options.
Can you upgrade a weapons enchantment to be more? Or no? No.
No. It has to be non-magical.
Mm-hmm.
Bob. Oh, Bob.
I mean, if we do ever get downtime, who knows? I could probably upgrade it with actual
Hey. Wait,
downtime, but you know.
are you already at the level where the things increase? Because Shiori would get +2, right?
Yeah, she gets +2.
Oh, I would
The
have
armor
had
is
20.
+2.
Why did I give it up? I would have had 26. God damn it! Then the crit wouldn't have hit almost.
Are we getting a full long rest, or
I
have
think
Yeah,
so.
you're getting a full long rest. That's why I was basically
Alright.
saying I think the session is over.
Okay. Well, no, I just didn't want to reset my shit before I
Yeah.
actually got the.
Long rest, debating about the armor, and the rest of the stuff is what you guys need to think about for next session.
Well, we can just open up a door to Daggerford, and we can just let these fuckers out, and then head back. I guess. I don't know.
I said that'll be for your debate between
Yeah.
between sessions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
I was
The
just-
problem is we don't know what level we were on.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, and
Take care. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Hey.